Well, folks, it's that time of the month again, and
especially now that you're proper Jenny.
You haven't been a woman for a week yet, and you're already on your period.
All right, get all the proper Jenny comments and transgender comments over with. Just get them all out there.
Look, I take issue with this because I don't care if you turned into a woman, you'll never be a woman. All right, like you're never gonna get your period. Get over it.
That's just
at one point you got to say it's ma'am.
Excuse you.
I'm just wondering, does this mean we have to respect you more now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Respect me more because of it.
I mean, I don't know. That's up to you. But anyways, folks, this is, once again, welcome back to the Council of Jeremys. I am your host, Proper Jeremy, despite the name being slightly different. So I had an oopsie the other day. As an April Fool's Day joke, I changed my name to Proper Jenny, both on Twitter and here and YouTube. And that really backfired because YouTube has not allowed me to change my name back. It won't allow me for the next, I think now it's 85 days. So yeah, you can only change it like a certain amount of times in a 90-day period. And I changed it twice back in November. So I don't know why it turned out the way it did, but it is what it is. So the name is going to be Proper Jenny for the next 3 months, and just bear with me here.
I love that you're like counting the days.
Oh yeah, I am. I want it to get changed back quickly. Anyways, I'm going to introduce the panel. We have the Vice President of the Council of Jeremys and soon-to-be father, Force Ghost Jeremy. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we've got exactly 1 week till the official due date, although it could be any day now. So yeah, I'm just keeping one ear open for the other room just in case I might need to go very quickly. So you never know.
Oh, fuck's sake. Who invited Jeremy?
What the heck?
Who invited Jeremy?
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing?
Fuck off, Jeremy. This is our live stream.
Hey, what's up, man?
I've taught you well. The first thing I want to hear is "fuck off" when I enter. That's exactly what I'm talking about. How's everybody doing? I wanted to pop in here and just say hello and tell all you guys I appreciate what you do.
Oh,
So-
yeah,
Good
absolutely.
to see you.
Yeah, we're all doing well. We just started.
I have a special guest. Leia. It's Leia. You want to say hello, Leia? You want to tell him hi? No, she said I'm sleeping, motherfucker. Let me go. But anyway,
That was exactly what my day needed.
mainly I'm here because Proper Jenny kind of starting to look a little hot. You know, like I mean, you know, I'm pretty impressed with this.
I thought you only drink water, Jeremy. I swore you didn't imbibe.
Oh, shit, is the Proper Jenny avatar up? Oh, shit.
No, it's not. But
Okay.
you know, I saw some TNA, and I was like, you know, I got to join this party. So.
Hey! Because now I'm a whammon. You have to respect me more.
That's right. Force Ghost Jeremy, I'm jealous of that Ahsoka doll.
I'm just going to say one thing. I'm just going to say one thing. Proper Jenny now has a better ass than Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't take much, though, to be fair.
Oh my god.
That is true.
Well, anyways,
That
I'm
is true.
going to introduce the rest of the panel. We did just start, and this is a nice surprise. Thanks, Jeremy, for popping in.
No problem.
Yes, because I know your time is very valuable, and I respect that. I really do. So thanks, man. We also have Puerto Rican Jeremy is here, also known as Sketch Therapy.
It's only proper, you know, Papa.
Appreciate it. It's been a while since we've had you, so it's good to see you back.
Well, I was doing a little bit of a move, you know. I was going from one house to the other, you know. And things get rough, you know. It takes a little bit of time. It's a mess. I feel like I came off Everest when I got my internet back. And so glad to be back.
Yeah, and we're really excited to have you again. It's been a while. We also have Thug Life Jeremy. It's also been a while since you've been around, so good to have you back too.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's Zai, Thug Life Jeremy, everyone's favorite British arsehole. Normally, I say I'm one of the best Jeremys and at least better than Proper, but I can't even say that anymore because now I have to respect his privilege points. Fucking whamming.
Thank you. Thank you for respecting me and and the fact that I am higher up on the oppression Olympics.
It
so
might have been the best decision you ever made, Proper.
maybe, I don't know. It didn't stop my growth or anything, shockingly. So, I mean, that's good. And also, we have voluptuous Jeremy, aka Mary Mayhem. Mary Vidalis has been killing it lately. Is closing in on 600 subs. So that's awesome.
Thank you. I'm quite happy and pleased. The community really is the one to thank. Everybody's just been so supportive. So I'm so grateful. And I do like to be voluptuous Jeremy, despite the fact that some people call me Wookiee Jeremy. I get it, the hair. But all I'm trying to do is bring a little sexy back, y'all. That's all.
That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
You know?
What is proper Jenny not enough?
No.
Is that not enough TNA for you?
I don't know how Jeremy came to the conclusion that proper Jenny was hot. I'm convinced he was drinking.
It's all about expectations. Like I said, when you see proper Jeremy's avatar and you see proper Jeremy's behavior, and then suddenly proper Jeremy may have, some boobs all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? That's a lot better than what I've been dealing with. So.
I thought just like the weight gain was enough, but no. Now I actually got to get implants. Come on, man.
If you really want the diversity points, you should become a post-op.
Hey, listen, these are real and they're spectacular.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah, and so I'd like to get into our first topic, if you will. So, Jeremy, have you seen the new Joker trailer?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I loved it. I did a reaction to it on Geeks and Gamers, and it's actually gotten it's even better. And I've only watched it the one time. I don't like watching trailers that much. I woke up to everybody tagging me on Twitter, wanting me to react to it, so I went ahead and did it. And I was blown away by it. And I have the highest bar possible for Joker, which is Ledger's Joker, and I love Nicholson's Joker. And I feel like it's going to be hard for anybody to take that role on after Ledger. But if anybody could do it, it's Joaquin Phoenix, because that dude is actually crazy in real life. And
you see what happened on Letterman, right?
Oh yes. And so that trailer was phenomenal. I thought they nailed it. Everything from the tone, it was creepy. And it gave you kind of this eerie feeling, which is what the Joker should do. He should give you that eerie feeling. I loved everything about it. So it was a home run for me.
And I actually like the notion.
It's a shame Willem Dafoe never got a shot as the Joker.
Well,
that's true.
I don't think Willem Dafoe would be a good Joker. He's like a different kind of creepy. Joker's not like overtly menacingly creepy. Joker is like, this dude is literally off his fucking nut creepy.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Just glad we have a Puerto Rican Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is the Puerto Rican Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is Puerto Rican, so we now have a Puerto Rican Joker. And as a Puerto Rican Jeremy, I'm very happy.
Is he really?
Yes.
All right.
He was born in San Juan.
Diversity.
What were you trying to say, Mary?
Oh, I was just gonna say I really felt like Joaquin Phoenix was a fantastic choice for it, but also a lot of people were saying like they didn't like the notion that they were trying to make you feel sympathy for the Joker, but I really don't feel like they're necessarily pushing sympathy so much as causation, right? Like there has to be a cause, there has to be a rhyme and reason as to how he gets to where he is, and it's I think that's a fantastic route to take. Like he terrorizes Gotham because Gotham terrorized him.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. And Thug Life, what do you think?
I wasn't impressed by it, actually. I wasn't. A lot of it felt very cliched. A lot of it seemed a bit like just overtly Hollywood cliche, and a lot of it seemed to be taken from like other storylines, and like there was a lot of I saw that from like Gotham and stuff, and it was very like weird and sort of like trying to be everything else that I've seen, Like that line was that like the way he was like.
Who talks first? You talk first?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Thug Life. Go ahead.
Yeah. The way he was like, doesn't it seem like everybody's just getting crazier? It seemed like just sort of like a fan fiction Joker line rather than something that's actually a new interpretation of the Joker. I feel like it's just something we've seen before.
Well, I think you're always going to deal with that when you're dealing with iconic characters. You're always going to deal with some overlap and some things that feel familiar and different elements that you're going to have to take.
Taxi Driver vibe. Did anybody get a Taxi Driver vibe?
Mm-hmm. with
a
De
little
Niro.
bit. A little bit.
Yeah,
I definitely
film
got
corporation,
in.
right?
I got an art house independent film kind of vibe. I know it's kind of, isn't it separate from the DCEU?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It definitely feels like its own thing, and I think Joaquin Phoenix is perfect for that kind of a role because he does those. He does a lot of independent films and is definitely out there. So I think he's a good fit. But what do you guys think about? I mean, is Jared Leto? Does that mean he's not going to be returning as the Joker ever again? Or
I'm pretty sure Jared Leto is going to be the Joker in like the Suicide Squad universe because I think they are getting a sequel and there's also going to be a Harley Quinn spinoff. I'm pretty sure Jared Leto is still going to be in that because Joaquin Phoenix. There are canonically 3 Jokers. Yeah.
No, it's going to be weird. All these different Jokers, really. I don't know what DC are doing. They're just throwing movies out there and not really don't seem to have a plan to kind of mesh it all together like you get with the Avengers and Marvel. And
Well, if I was gonna give my thoughts beyond like he's Puerto Rican, which is like I was saying it as a joke, my thoughts are this could play into the Joker that I would prefer. The Joker I prefer is the one that's so crazy that everyone gives him his cut. Every gang in town gives the Joker his cut because if you don't give the Joker his cut, it's not going to go well for you. It's going to be painful and slow. So that's why every boss and every gangster, that's why he gets out of Arkham and he has anything he needs because he just had a mountain of money from everyone giving him, oh, the Joker's up. Get his cut. Give it to him now because I don't want that mofo over here.
right.
So now. Go run it over there. Run that. And then that's how he has the money to do all this crazy stuff he does because the bosses, they don't want, he's the king of crime.
Yeah, that's a very good
Prince.
Our boy Abu Nas just showed up.
Yes, our special guest Abu Nas is here, and it's okay, Jeremy. I got this. Abu Nas, welcome, my friend. Can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Yes. My name is Abu Nas. I have been a YouTuber for over a year now, and most of my work is based off of Star Wars, but I'm throwing in a little Game of Thrones flavor on it. I'm a big DCEU enthusiast. I'm somewhat of a troublemaker on Twitter, so just be aware that you're rolling with crazy company. I'm a 3-time Twitter felon. That means I get less than a fuck about a hater's feelings and, and everything else that goes with that. But I support my friends. I love all you guys here, the Jeremy Army. I mean, you guys are rolling deep. I don't even need bodyguards. I just have to come up there with me and we just go rough shot on a hater, But other than that, yeah, man, I'm blessed and I'm grateful to have a chance to shine with you guys. Especially, I'm finally shining with the Jeremy Prime himself. You got this dude in here.
Is that my name now? Is it Jeremy Prime? I mean,
I thought that was a parody account.
Yeah, I thought that was a parody account as well.
Yeah, but I guess it's another, regular Jeremy.
Well,
doesn't have as much of a ring to it, probably.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, usually I've been hearing people call me Jeremy Prime whenever I was involved in a discussion with a lot of the Jeremys, and so I actually like Jeremy Prime. I mean, Optimus Prime, Jeremy Prime. I'm okay with that.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'll change my damn personal channel to Jeremy Prime. That's fine. I don't care. No.
I like that.
Be careful though. You can only change it a few times. You don't want to get stuck. You don't want to get stuck with something.
Next thing you know, you're growing boobs.
Yeah. It's just gonna
be. People call you ma'am.
Yeah, it's ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for using the correct. Ma'am isn't a pronoun, is it? Whatever. Thank you. Thank you for respecting women.
To be fair, this isn't much of a change for you, though, being Jenny. There's not much changed.
So, hey, now, why do you have a football in the background? Are you trying to man up your channel since you're proper Jenny now?
It is signed. No, it's always been this. It's actually signed by Tommy Wiseau. So it just happens to be up there, and I don't have very much to display. The background isn't all that exciting, so just having that up there is.
Is that a fedora? Is that a fedora behind you? So you can tip it to the ramen?
No, I don't think so.
Is that a hat? There's a hat hanging on the wall. I can see
it was there when I got here, so that's all I know.
It looks like Hannibal Lecter's hat at the end of Silence of the Lambs.
So. Be careful. I might just might eat you.
I let my daughter watch that movie for the first time ever a few days ago, and she watched it. My daughter watches The Walking Dead nonstop, and I'm like, my God, child, stop! It's not a good show.
Kids love
it. Oh my gosh, nonstop. So I was like, you need to watch something that's really scary. And she goes, I don't scare easily. And I'm like, oh, really? Let's watch The Silence of the Lambs. And we watched it, and then afterwards she goes, I need to watch a Disney movie because I need to find something happy because that was horrible. Like good in a bit, she loved it, but it was like terrifying to her, you know. And so
yeah, that's actually a good segue. This isn't really a planned topic, but what was one of those movies that because you know there are certain ages where you should probably show certain movies, you know, depending on what the context is, and you know, there's some movies that, you know, if you're way too young, it'll just traumatize you. So I'm just curious, was there ever a horror movie that or a movie that you saw at an age you probably shouldn't have and kind of scarred you for life? We could start with Abu Nas. You know, because you just joined us.
A movie that scarred me for life at a young age.
If there is one.
The only thing that pops off the top of my head is that TV movie Salem's Lot.
What was it called? Salem's Lot?
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
What was it, 78, 79? It was
around there.
Was there like a specific part that really got to you?
When the vampire was at the window, and I actually didn't even watch it. I came and walked in. I don't remember whether it was my aunt. Yeah, it was my aunt's room. And I just happened to saw the TV screen, and it was scratching on the window, and I just messed my head up, man. I had nightmares and shit for days behind that. But that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head.
I have one that you're familiar with, though, proper. You'll know this story. So I wasn't allowed to watch Goosebumps growing up because it was a super Christian household. And one afternoon, Saturday afternoon, while my mom was gone, I decided I was going to be a badass and I was going to watch Goosebumps, right? And that particular episode scarred me so badly. I won't go into the full details, but to this day, I carry around an irrational fear of the subject of said Goosebumps episode. So, yeah.
Okay, I have to acknowledge this right away. There's a proper Jeremy in the chat. Somebody is appropriating my name. They've taken advantage of this. Yeah, somebody.
That's your dead name now. That's your dead name now.
Oh God, that's.
Now there are two of them.
Problems.
That means you can't go back to that username now.
Oh, I can and I will, and they're just gonna have to fuck right off. Oh God!
You know, I said I would bring something special to your live stream since it's my time here. So
although I will say though, it's pretty funny. It's right up there with Proper Jeremy's appendix.
But I'm not gonna address that Proper Jeremy in the chat when I actually do my little skit. So that Proper Jeremy, I'm sorry, man. This is not for you. This is for the original Proper Jeremy that's on the live stream.
I appreciate that.
Soon to be post-op, Jeremy.
What was that?
Soon to be post-op, Jeremy.
If you recall, there is actually a Proper Jeremy's left testicle running around somewhere.
No, there's not.
So technically, he is already.
And it has more channel views than I do, so that's
disturbing.
It's higher on Social Blade than me, and I'm kind of. I gotta say, I'm kind of jealous about that. Like, come on, you know, it's just weird to me. But anyways, thank you for everybody in the chat that has joined us so far. No Neophobics here, Bear. Then there's Caitlin, the Keeper Jeremy's is here, and she's doing she's a fantastic moderator, the best that there is. There's Conjoined Jeremy's. That's a new one. I don't know if I've seen him around. Artane 1776. What's up? Adam AF. Daddy Pants 11. That's a funny name.
Are a lot of them scarred? What movie scarred them? Are they chiming in the chat? What movie scarred the chat?
Yeah. Would you like to share that? Yeah. Everybody in the chat, tell us what movie scarred you for life, if there is one. Mortal Coil's here, Exaggeration Nation, Miss is here, Star Wars for Life, also an amazing moderator, and she does so much for this community. It's incredible.
Talking about a movie that scarred you for life. And I was about to say The Last Jedi, but then you said,
"Oh, that's a good one."
The freaking being a little child. I'm saying to myself, well, any little child that went to that movie will probably be scarred for life. Toy boy parents probably told them, "Oh yes, this is the greatest Star Wars movie."
So Puerto Rican Jeremy, would you like to share one?
1/4 of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
The original one?
Yeah, just the 4th. I didn't get through the whole thing, but it was enough.
Yeah, you saw enough to. Was it like the hitchhiker guy?
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, up to the point. I think a little further than that. I think they start they start getting into the house and looking around and calling and stuff. And I think about it. I still haven't finished it. Okay, so this is kind of like a confession here. I've never gotten through the whole thing. I gotten through the new ones. They were all right. They had the ability to spook me and put me mentally on like, wow, a crazy family. Is that something that could happen? Maybe. But I still haven't gotten through the old one. I got to do it one of these days.
Well, you know the solution to that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre watch party.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it.
The 03 one I thought was pretty much on par with that. I thought it was really well done. So Spartan Jeremy, did you have anything in mind?
There is one movie that sticks out really vividly to me, but I can't honestly think of the name of it.
Not that vivid then.
Give us a scene.
What? If memory serves, it's meant to be some kind of weird ass haunted house movie, but the people that go into the house end up getting like cut in half with glass walls, and they're sort of still alive for a few seconds before they sort of crumple down onto the ground, split in half. I don't know what movie it was, but I watched it way too young.
It was like a puzzle house.
Oh.
Huh.
Sounds like a proto-saw.
I don't know, but...
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine.
The question just stuck. That immediately flashed into my mind.
Okay. For me, it would have to have been Alien. I saw that when I was 7 years old, my first R-rated movie, and it was just awful, like what happened with John Hurt. It was just like, well, that's a thing. And at the time, I didn't even know where babies came from. I was just like, no wonder in movies the woman is screaming on the top of her lungs. And that's what happened. I was like, my mom had to go through that 3 times. I was like crying. Anyways, well, that was kind of fun. So, had anybody seen the Cobra Kai trailer?
Jeremy didn't get to say
Jeremy
what
Prime.
Him. Yeah.
Oh, did you not go yet?
No.
Hey, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here.
Very improper.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Proper is failing as a mod. Caitlin's right. We need to replace Proper. Someone else needs to take over.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being disrespected because I have a female dog here. Is this because disrespectful to women? Is that what it is? You don't like Leia? Is that what it is? I mean, there's a lot of toxicity going on around here.
It's dogcist.
My cat is bigger than your dog.
Species phobia.
Hey, leave her alone. Leave her alone. She actually was chasing a rabbit the other day, and I was like, the goddamn rabbit's bigger than you. What are you doing? But anyway, 2 movies that scarred me. One that it scarred me as a kid, and one that scarred me for life. One is The Silver Bullet. I love The Silver Bullet. I don't know if a lot of people have seen The Silver Bullet. It's a Stephen King movie. It's about a werewolf. It's got Gary Busey in it. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. And the other is Jaws, because who's not scared of the water because of Jaws? I mean, who? I mean, it's just, I live by the ocean. I'm constantly thinking about a goddamn shark eating me just because of that movie.
All you have to do is not go in the ocean and you'll be fine.
But I love the water.
You
That's
can't
the whole
live
thing.
that way.
Yeah, I love water. I love being in the water. I love being by the water. But there's no matter how comfortable you are, Jaws is always in the back of your mind. It's always there.
Jeremy, I know how to make it worse for you.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Are more likely to eat you than great whites are, and bull sharks can swim up rivers.
Yeah, thank you. I'm leaving the stream now. I appreciate it.
Well, anyways, I do want to bring up this because I did pass 400 subscribers and 700 followers on Twitter. I'm going to be getting. I'm going to be choosing people in the chat right now. Putting if Caitlin, if you can get the names of everybody who's in the chat and put it and just send it to me. I can put it a name generator because I'm going to be getting prizes for people. I'm going to get things at the gift shop because I am going to Star Wars Celebration, and I'm going to choose people to get like a shirt or something or whatever you want. That's within reason.
That's really loaded. I was going to say you ought to be careful with that. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I understand that. So yeah, just tune in, and I'm gonna be selecting somebody that I'm gonna get something for. How does that sound? Does that sound good, or should I stick with like just a T-shirt, or to make it easy?
It's your show, man. You do you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I just kind of want to give back because everyone has been so awesome and has accepted me into this community, and I feel amazing. And by the way, the Council of Jeremy's is. Oops. But anyways, the Council of Jeremy's is, while it is a celebration of Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers, who's, graced us with his presence, and I'm happy to have you here, man.
Stop talking to me about it. I'm just a random asshole.
Hold on a second. Let me
You're supposed
finish.
to be mean to me.
Fuck off.
Thank you. All right, go ahead.
You just got out of Twitter prison, Jeremy. Come on.
You want to go back in?
Go back in.
Well, I think he kind of has to go to Twitter jail because every time he says, "Oh, I'm going to leave Twitter," we're just like, "No, you're not."
Sure you
Hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to pop out and pop back in a second.
All right, that's cool, man.
All right, thanks.
But at any rate, I want to say that while it is, a celebration of geeks and gamers and everything that that has been brought to us in this community, it's also a celebration of all of these Jeremys who are inspired to make clones. And this is also a way to give everyone a voice as well. And I'm really proud of it. And we're at, Caitlin just said we're at 264 Jeremys. Wow, I didn't know that. That's a lot of Jeremys. I'm really happy about that. That Star Wars girl, Anna, is here. What's
You only just noticed?
Yeah, I was going to say she's been here for a minute, dude.
I just added her as a mod, just in case there's a false Anna. So now we know the real one. So what's up? How's everyone in the chat doing? All right.
One
account.
What's up?
While you're waiting, sorry, I was going to say quick one about the scariest film. The one that scared me the most the first scary film I can remember, I was about 4 or 5, was, believe it or not, The Wizard of Oz. When that Green Witch came out, I was behind the sofa, cowering like, she's horrible, she's scary, I do not like her. I can still remember now, in the front room, with it on the TV, and no, that was scary as hell.
Yeah,
so you were channeling the lion then.
That scared. He was the cowardly lion at that point. But then again, you know what? Even something like that can traumatize a kid. I totally understand that. I think it's a universal thing. At any rate, I'd like to get onto like a different topic. The Cobra Kai trailer. Who has seen it so far?
Yes, a couple times.
I haven't yet.
So for people who have seen it, what are your thoughts on it? We'll start out with Mary.
Oh my God, man! It looked so amazing. it's been the comparison into what they did in Star Wars has been made before. So it's no new thing to say like, this is how it should have been done. But I'm at the point now where I'm legitimately invested in these new characters, right? Like I want to see what happens with them. So I was completely good with it when they spent a good deal of this trailer focusing on these new characters, because I was like, oh my God, I have to. And this new chick, Tori, she looks like a complete and utter psycho. I cannot wait to see what goes down with this. I am just so utterly pumped, because this is how you take these new characters and you incorporate them into this established franchise, right? You make sure that you give the originals their propers, their dues, right? You absolutely respect them, and you make sure to never set them fully aside. And they haven't done that. They haven't set them aside at all. I can't believe we're going to get to see them fight, you know? Like, I really cannot believe that we're actually going to be able to get to see them fight this time. They were going at it in the trailer, and that was just such a huge deal for me to see them to just go. And man, Daniel looks pissed. He looks so pissed. It's like turning into a cult or whatever. And he looks like he's legit going nuts over this. I am so excited.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something that a lot of franchises seem to struggle with. And I think it might be because it's not a show where they have more time to develop characters. Like in film, it's just 2.5 hours maybe. And that's all the time you have. And you know, seeing that you have the time and you have the ability to do that, I think definitely helps. Thug Life, did you see it?
Yeah, of course I saw it. Okay, I am not gonna lie. The Cobra Kai trailer got me more excited than the Endgame trailer.
What?
Ooh,
really?
You know what? I agree 100%.
Yeah, literally, it made me so much more hype, which is ridiculous because I have been following Marvel since I was like 7 when Iron Man came out, and I've only just really got into Karate Kid with Cobra Kai. Like I watched them before, but I was never in the sort of like fandom or community of it before, and now I am. And I watched this trailer and I was like, holy fucking hell, man! Like, I actually working on a Cobra Kai video already that's going to be coming out at some point. And so, yeah, I was really hyped for this new season. I really enjoyed the first one. I liked the character development. I had a couple of issues with like the pacing and stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have I hope they're going to have a longer season this time so that the pacing is a bit better. But otherwise, I think it's one of the best shows of last year.
Oh, no doubt.
And
was it called Impossibly Good? Like, yes, please.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is. It's just a fact at this point. Abu Nas, did you see it?
You know what? Y'all gonna hate me. I ain't never liked Karate Kid. I never liked.
How dare you? How dare you?
You know what's so sad? Because I'm used to watching martial arts flicks by real martial artists. You know, and I'm not even talking about the Bruce Lee. I'm all old school Kung Fu 70s Kung Fu flicks by the Shaw brothers. You know, that whole catalog was where my head was at. So when I saw Karate Kid, I looked at the dude. I was like, yo, is that dude from Happy Days? He's supposed to be the instructor.
Was he on Happy Days?
I said he was doing some, but like I said, I'm used to seeing real martial arts films by, you know, those that practice the arts. So here you come with the kid, and it makes it even worse now that they remade it with Will Smith's son and all of this other. I looked at this, I was like, you know what? I guess this is not for me, because their moves were clunky, and then the philosophical advice they was giving, and me and my people looking at this shit like, the turn this madness off. So, but I am first to admit that this movie in and of itself became a cult hit. And it gathered a large following. So now I'm seeing, because somebody else told me about, oh, well, they redoing the Karate Kid. And it's like, what? With who? The original cast. And they got all new stories and such and so forth. And I said, well, what are they doing with it? Oh, now they got 2 rival schools. And they made it almost like a soap opera. But I said to myself, you know what? That's the testament of something that a lot of people like. That 20-something years or 25 years later, you can bring back the same characters, put them on a show on YouTube, and then have a large following behind that. So don't pay no attention to Abu Nas. I'm just one dissonant person from the crowd, but you guys got a large following on that show, and God bless you, man. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I will say this about the following. I don't know if there was necessarily a big desire for a follow-up to the Karate Kid per se. It speaks to the quality of Cobra Kai, how phenomenal it was that it gained. Because I remember when I saw, and I was a Karate Kid fan growing up. When I heard about the trailer of Cobra Kai, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
And it's on YouTube Premium.
Yeah,
what are they thinking?
I was like, this is pathetic.
Like, then they have the guys who wrote Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh, yeah. It's so amazing. Yeah. Like,
wait a minute, wait. Hot Tub Time Machine #1 was the joint. I know
it was great. It was great, but it's not exactly. But that's
not something to put on your resume.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not exactly what you would the type of. You wouldn't expect this from somebody who wrote, that. Like, this is just a whole different thing. That's probably why people were surprised too. But go ahead, Jeremy.
But also, it was the timing of what happened with Star Wars too. It was kind of a perfect storm of, you had some nostalgia, there's no doubt about it, because you had a familiar IP that had been something that resonated with a lot of people that were our age. And then you're like, okay, this is a weird announcement, but at least I'm familiar with it. I know what it is. But then the anger of how Star Wars was treated, and then you started hearing people, because I wasn't going to watch Cobra Kai. And then people started saying, Jeremy, you have to watch Cobra Kai. If you if you hated what they did with Last Jedi, which you did, you need to watch Cobra Kai, because this is how you should honor characters. This is how you should honor stories. And I'm like, is it really that good? And I went ahead and got YouTube Red or whatever it's called. Blown away. It's one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen.
Okay, so basically, this is like what we should have came off with when we saw The Last Jedi. It should have been the continuation of something that somebody loved, somebody put their heart and their soul into, to give us a continuation of what was in episode 6 that went to episode 7 without missing a beat, without having to hand fist any other. Got it.
Now, and let me tell you like this, it's like, so with Cobra Kai, it starts out 30 years later. The first thing it does, what does it do? It introduces us to the characters we're familiar with. What have they been up to for the past 30 years? What have they been doing? It starts setting the story based around the characters we know, the characters we love, the characters we connected with. And then slowly but surely, it starts sprinkling in the new characters as the story progresses, as they have reconnected you with the characters you care about. Then it starts slowly sprinkling in a very diverse cast with new characters, and it starts making you connect with their stories and their arcs because they're connected to the characters you care about. It's everything that Star Wars should have been, and it's everything that Star Wars wasn't. And for that, it's like a perfect storm of, that's why it has hit so well with so many people.
Well, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that I actually think this new series is quite a bit better even than the original movies, especially like at least 1 and or at least 2 and 3, but certainly at least 2 and 3, but potentially even better than the first movie, right? Because these characters have been so well developed. You feel like it's not just, this is like the story that isn't just beginning here, right? Like we followed these characters for a long time, and now we feel like it's not just, they're not being ended. They're not being thrown under the bus. They're getting their complete and utter respect and propers, and we're being able to move forward with new characters at the same time. It's completely and utterly fulfilling. I can't think of a better word to describe it other than fulfilling. It is just so amazing. And I would say that even if you weren't a fan of Karate Kid growing up, and I wouldn't say I was a fan of Karate Kid growing up. I saw the movie. I saw the movie multiple times. I liked the movie, but I wouldn't say I was part of that like cult following of it. Right. But now at this point, because of this show, because of this series, I am far more a Karate Kid fan than I ever was growing up. And this is just the fantastic way to bring new people in. This is how you do it.
Somebody was at the wheel in Lucasfilm. That pretty much just boils it down.
Hey, Proper Jeremy, I'm gonna have to bounce here for so I just want to go ahead and say my goodbyes real quick, if that's cool.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right?
Go ahead, man. Thanks for joining. It was a nice surprise.
Yeah, and I just want to thank all of you for everything you do for me and for Geeks and Gamers and Fandom Business. I really do. It does mean the world to me. I'm sorry I can't communicate directly with a lot of you like you all deserve for me to. Somebody said, Alex McCarthy says, someone needs to start a GoFundMe so Jeremy can buy Lucasfilm and make Star Wars great again. How about this? And it's a long-term goal for me, but don't think for 1 second that it is not in my long-term goals to have some type of production company created so we can fund Ivan Ortega directing something like a Star Wars fan film of sorts that we create from the ground up. That is definitely something I want to do in the future. You know, all of your support to Geeks and Gamers opens up so many doors for us in the future. But yeah, Abu Nas, you know, me and you, man, we've talked on the phone. It's good to see you here on the live stream, man. Yeah, and I'm loving that Ahsoka Forces of Destiny figure, Force Ghost Jeremy. I really need that in my life. Like I go into the goddamn Walmart and Target every day, and I see these Forces of Destiny characters that won't sell for anything because it's Rey, and I'm like, "Where's Ahsoka? Seriously, like, come on,
about Ahsoka, stick her out front."
Yeah, like who said that there were no strong female characters in Star Wars?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Mega Jetty 1 says hello, Jeremy.
Hello, Mega Jetty 1, and for any of you in the stream here, I haven't actually got to say hello to hi to any of you that's just joined. Who just joined? Jeremy.
That'd be me.
I was here before, but it's good to say hello again. You know, Papa.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Puerto Rican Jeremy and Spartan Jeremy. You know, I see you, Thug Life.
I'm waiting for you, asshole.
Yeah. Halo Reach. I love me some Reach, but you have to understand. If you play Halo with me, I just set your expectations very low because I'm not good at competitive Halo. I'm not.
Oh, it's okay. We can just it's another thing we can make fun of you for.
Yeah, but that's why. But I offset it with Mario Kart and my above average penis, so it's all good. So,
above average penis. That's a great name for a parody account, I must say.
I'm just saying, Pixar didn't happen.
It doesn't help you with me, you know, Bubba?
Hey, all I'm saying, you know, all those trolls that come in my chat, they're just mad because their girlfriends couldn't walk right for the week after that. I got a hold of them. So anyway, all right.
They got my book.
All right, but anyway, seriously, you know, sarcasm aside, but I do appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for everything you do for me, for everybody else, and keep supporting each other, because there's nothing better than having a few people that support you when you have a really small channel and you're trying to get some traction. There's nothing better. I know firsthand. You know, you sit there and you upload a video when you have a couple hundred subscribers, and you're just like, God, I hope it gets a few views at least. You know what I mean? It's like, I hope few people like it. You know, I know that feeling. So continue to support each other just as much as you support me, because that right there, like, you know, you're only as strong as, you know, the weakest link per se, and our weakest link is strong as fuck here at Geeks and Gamers. Like, oh my God, we have got such an amazing foundation right now. There's no flaws in what we have. No major, like, everything has flaws. Everybody has flaws, but we don't have, like, we just have such a welcoming community and a strong support system. And that's why so many people have felt inspired to start their channels, because they feel like, you know what, there's going to be a few people that's going to support me and help me and give me constructive criticism. That is priceless. It really is. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Proper Jeremy, or Proper Jenny, my lady, you're doing a great job.
I love how Jeremy gets treated like the lady, and I'm just like, shut up, you're not even a real girl. Like, what?
Well, to be fair, Proper was more of a girl than you to begin with.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm too busy actually objectifying you, whereas I'm not doing that with Proper Jenny. I'm only saying that as a joke, because Proper
Jenny has blonde moments, like telling me when I'm supposed to join this chat, because I didn't get the memo.
We already know you're taking.
I didn't want to interrupt Simmons. So welcome. I'm sorry I didn't give you a proper introduction. He's the Jeremy Simmons is the what was it? You're in charge of the Department of Energy, Exercise, and Fitness.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
You had an improper moment again. Thanks a lot.
Well, everybody say goodbye to Leia as we bounce, and you guys have a great stream, okay?
Hey, thank you so much.
Later, man.
Bye,
Appreciate it.
All right.
Safe trip tomorrow as well.
What's that?
Trip tomorrow. Safe trip
thank
to
you.
Chicago.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be hitting the road tomorrow morning, heading to Chicago, and then hopefully I'll see. I know I'm going to see you, proper Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm actually I have my pass right here.
Right on,
yep,
man.
So I will see you there, and I look forward to it.
I feel so sorry for you guys to having to be up in enemy territory with all the chills and
exactly.
Abu Nas, what are you talking about? This is MAGA country in Chicago, right? This is what Jesse Smollett said, right? So.
Yeah,
but it's also the place where you can get beat up and then have all your charges dropped.
I told everybody, I said, y'all do not want me coming up to Chicago, going to a Star Wars celebration, because I will be actively trying to get into some shit with somebody to get myself thrown out. You know, it's better that proper Jeremy goes there with his proper attitude, and then you, Prime, you gonna get up in there and you're gonna, walk around the table, and you're gonna get some people looking at you sideways like, is that the same motherfucker? And then they're going to give you the side eye throughout the entire thing. I will be shocked.
I have told everybody that it's going to be like a Robot Chicken sketch.
Unsaved. I will be shocked. But tell us all the good stories when you get back.
I definitely will.
Guys, I'm trying to get Jeremy the heck out of here so we can party.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm always I'm definitely the most boring person here in the stream. So anyway, all right, you guys have a good one. Leia, tell him bye. Tell him bye. She's so
bye, Leia.
Bye. So
all right. Thanks for stopping by. Now go away.
All right, bye, y'all. Proper Jeremy, only if you tell me to fuck off. Say it now, and I'm.
He hasn't got the balls,
literally.
No,
come on.
Come on. He's sorry, but I'll say fuck off.
I will happily tell you to fuck off.
Yes.
I'll tell you to fuck off on the horse you rode in.
All right, bye, guys. Have a good one.
See you, man.
Bye.
Bye.
By the way, I did not actually eject him, just for transparency. So if he comes in in the comment section and says, if he comes in and he says, "Oh, you kicked me," don't believe him. It's bullshit.
Actually, Jenny, your ass is going to get automatically kicked off. You no memo, motherfucker.
Yes, we're gonna get proper Jeremy to kick proper Jenny.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to kick that pretty soon. But I got another like 85 days.
Yeah, I have to put up with your ass for another 88 more days of being a fucking blonde. Thanks a lot.
Is that the worst part? Is that the worst part that I'm a blonde? Is that it?
Yeah, you're going to be forgetful a lot. This is terrible.
And of course, look what he says. He said he kicked me. The Geeks and Gamers, fuck you.
Wait, proper. I have a question. Can you take the women's workout now?
What was that?
Can you take the women's workout now?
Yeah.
I
guess I can now. I can do it now.
Look, all he wanted you to do, Proper, was to tell him to fuck off. Now you've given him what he wanted, so now you fed the troll. What are you gonna do now?
I don't know.
Wait.
It's inevitable.
Regular Jeremy is proper Jeremy's troll in the chat?
Yes, Jeremy. It's because you're a straight white male and cisgender. So
to be fair,
you forgot toxic.
Above average cis.
You forgot toxic white male, actually.
He's a very toxic white male, but anyways, thanks Jeremy for popping in. And anyways, who else did Jeremy Simmons, have you seen the Cobra Kai trailer?
Yes. It is now 2 organizations against 1. It is now a remake of the original, except more students.
Is that what you think? But I don't think it's a direct remake or anything.
They brought back the car.
Well, they already had the car. They brought that back in the last episode, though.
Yeah, exactly. So it was foreshadowing.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio has the car. He owns it. I mean, what do they do?
Exactly.
Are they not going to use it? I mean,
dude, that one scene where that chick says, "Oh, I see a can of wax in my future." I'm like, oh boy. Really?
Well, he did have to do that.
He has already done the wax on, wax off, though, just for a whole lot of cars instead of that specific car.
Yeah.
Well,
so
he owns a car dealership now. I mean, that's a lot of wax off, wax on.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, oh, did you do like you remember that moment where he's just like, oh yeah, you'll do this parking lot, and then oh, did you do the other lot too? And he's like, it kind of remembered me when it reminded me of when Miyagi said like, do you? Oh, I painted the fence. Oh, paint all of the fence, and it's just.
I've only got one question to ask. Is this going to end with their students facing off with each other, not in a karate style setting, but with them doing the same fucking shit that Cobra Kai was defeated with? They're both doing the crane stance, and they're just trying to figure out which one's going to go first.
I really doubt they're going to use the crane kick because they used that as like a joke in the end of the first season.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like they're doing a lot more stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think they're trying to end it in 2 or 3 seasons either. I think they want to milk this at least. I think it'll at least reach. They'll shoot for
at least
4.
At least 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to Cobra Kai, we can be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it might have had a great season 1, but they could just come out with a dud for season 2. So
I mean,
season 2 looks pretty good so far, but the one thing that worries me is it looks like they're going to like get rid of like the moral gray that they had and just make Cobra Kai straight up like evil motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought this was like the revival of Cobra Kai becoming bigger than it was.
But who came back at the end of the season? Not spoiling it, but those who saw know that could happen. It could go straight evil if you look at who came back.
True.
It looks like it might, but I doubt it will because there's a lot of hints that they are still going to have like a bit of a change around, but still keep Cobra Kai as like they're more violent, but they aren't like specifically bad.
You know,
definitely a possibility.
If they really want to do something different,
Simmons, go ahead.
If they really want to do something different, they should make it to like this old rival between them, but then they should add in a third dojo.
There's theories that that's what's going to happen.
That might be a bit too much, actually. But I am digging this new chick, Tori or whatever, that they put in there. Like, she's straight up insane. Like, this chick is nuts.
Well, I'd like to add to that third dojo thing. One of the things that they talked to is that they talked about the girl. I think it was Karate Kid 3 was with a girl, right?
No, that was the next Karate Kid that was with a girl.
Yeah, we don't acknowledge that.
Oh, well, they do. And she could be the one setting up the other dojo. Whoever finished getting the training, because the kid never finished getting the training, did he?
I don't think she's going to become, like, the main thing, though. I think the way they're setting it up is that everyone in Cobra Kai has a rival in Miyagi-Do. So Miguel's rival is Robbie. This girl's rival is going to be LaRusso's daughter, Sam. And then Hawk's rival is going to be his friend from the first season, who we see in the trailers, joins Miyagi-Do.
Puerto Rico Jeremy just made me had a bad thought inside my head, and it's not good.
Please share for the rest of the group.
Okay.
Go for that.
I was told that for some fucking odd reason, Cobra Kai is very self-aware of SJWs.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, there's one particular moment where they are in the lunchroom and they're talking about like the Halloween dance.
Yeah.
And they're talking about instead of having a sexy nurse, maybe consider. And I don't remember exactly how they phrased it, but they said gender neutral
fireworker,
position.
a gender neutral fireworker.
Oh my god!
Please don't tell me this.
People were laughing.
I know, but please don't tell me this is going to turn into where those particular people make their own dojo and now they're trying to.
No.
That was like one of the cringy teachers that said that. And like,
okay,
it is very so. There was like when Johnny was saying about like grow some balls and stuff, and Miguel was like, "You doing a lot of genderizing," and Johnny was like, "Shut the fuck up."
The SJW-isms in Cobra Kai are thoroughly ridiculed. There is SJW-ism in there, yeah, sure, and it's made fun of. It's like, this is stupid. Don't be like this.
Yeah, that's something I was going to point out, actually, that I think Cobra Kai not only is a good show, but it's a show that a lot of us needed, because it is like a casual soap opera, team drama sort of thing, but at the same time, it takes so much of a different approach to, like, cyberbullying, whereas you have, like, Netflix shows that have fucking kids doing depression
or
MTV
and shit shows like Teen Wolf,
and then Cobra Kai is just like, what a bunch of pussies. There was a day when if you bullied someone, it'd be IRL, and there's, like, honor in it. Like Cobra Kai has a lot of like different ways of approaching things that's like against what they think is like what's going on, about the people being too sensitive and like letting like the bullying and like to become cool instead of go and tell someone and stuff. They do it in a lot of different ways, and I think that's a big thing of why Cobra Kai is so appealing. It's the same, but it's different.
Yeah,
it's put in a modern setting.
Well, there has been a cultural shift that if you defend yourself, then you're also a bully, and that's also been seen like even in the law. Like sometimes these kids get in just as much trouble, and sometimes they wind up in fast tracks to kiddie jail because they got in trouble for defending themselves. They're just kids, but you got to defend yourself.
In certain states, in school systems, if you get into a fight, regardless if it's your fault or not, defenseless or attacking or not, you're both sent to in-school suspension.
Yeah, that happens because I am a month away from being done with school forever. So, like I can tell you, like firsthand, that the kind of thing they talk about in Cobra Kai, it's exactly what is needed in the school system. Just to stand up for yourself, be a better person. Don't just fucking go and cry and whatever, or fucking get kicked out or whatever.
It makes people not mess with you as much, right? Like, so quick, short, like super short story. My sister, when she was in 7th grade, she was jumped by 7 girls on the bus, right? It was one of the catalysts for why I was homeschooled. 7 girls jumped her on a bus. Guess who they kicked off the bus? My sister. Why? Because she opened a window and instigated it. Isn't that insane?
It's fucking bullshit.
Like,
wait a minute, they hit her because she opened the window?
Because they were all like dressed in super shorts or whatever, and it was kind of a chilly day, and they were cold, and my sister was bundled up because my mom's not stupid, and my sister was warm, so she opened her own window on the bus, and 7 girls didn't like it.
The backdraft hit them, and then they just fucking flipped.
They lost their minds, and they broke her shoulder. They ripped out clumps of her hair. They beat her the hell up.
Oh my god! And whoa! And what happened to all the 7 of these girls? Because you know that fucking girl pushed that girl off the bridge last year.
Nothing happened to them, which is why we sued the Board of Education and won. So
wait,
yeah.
you won? There wasn't no you can't sue the king policy. You know that. I mean, you're going to talk to me about this later.
Sure. Yeah.
It depends on the state. I think it depends a lot on the state.
Sometimes it does, yeah. But I'm curious how she did it. That's why I want to talk to her later.
Well,
so by the way, is there any other final thoughts on Cobra Kai?
I mean, dude,
Can't
yes, all the yes. It looks fantastic.
Okay. The Price is Right review has a question for everyone. He asks, would you guys watch if someone rebooted The Breakfast Club? Who would you guys see as the new Breakfast Club kids? Honestly, no. Leave it alone. That's why I'd rather not. But that's just me.
I'm gonna get kicked off this stream if I answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
go for it. It would need to be so dark to work now because it's so vanilla now.
Yeah, I mean it is.
And if you make it dark, you're just gonna insult the people who want. That's why another thing I like about Cobra Kai is it was a movie that was okay, but it's not like beloved. It's not like Ghostbusters that people like. It's Karate Kid is okay. So you're not messing with someone that has something that has this intrinsic sentimental value. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you want to take the emo kid in The Breakfast Club and make them more emo?
I wouldn't care, but the ladies that love the original Breakfast Club might get mad.
I don't know.
I could see it now. Like she's just cutting herself. She's like, I'm emo.
Exactly.
Anyone else have thoughts on that?
I think it's just a classic film that just leave it alone. It's just one of those classics. It's a film of its time. It's a film of the 80s, and I don't know how it would translate now.
Yeah, and John Hughes, it seemed like either he stopped making movies or he kind of lost his touch because, it seemed like what he did in that time period was he just hit it at the right points and I guess the right kind of movies at the right time. And that's just, I guess, that's a testament to, like not everything works forever. I guess.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to reboot Back to the Future today because it just wouldn't work.
No.
I have a worse one. You wouldn't be able to reboot 16 Candles today.
No.
This is the kind of movie where you pick up where they left off, right? I mean, like with Cobra Kai, you just get them at this age, you progress the story, however many years you need to progress it, and you just sequel it. But rebooting it is not good. Not a good idea.
How about you, Abu Nas?
Sequeling is dangerous. Sequeling is dangerous because you could ruin the image in people's head of what happened after that point in the movie.
That's very true. Abu Nas, what are your thoughts on this? You've been quiet for a while.
As far as the Breakfast Club thing,
yeah.
Like I said, those were not my type of movies. So, but I do recognize that the Breakfast Club has a major following for those that follow the nostalgias of the 80s movies and stuff. I know the soundtrack. I heard that the soundtrack was really big back in those days. And if it's something that's beloved and, you know, kind of like Star Wars, we should never have had the sequel trilogy had we known that George was going to sell the company to these bunch of idiots. So for them to redo the Breakfast Club and try to modernize it, they'll probably make so many mistakes behind it, it wouldn't even be worth it. So,
right. And Black Angus Reviews, where'd it go? He said, we need a Citizen Kane remake with the trans woman of color in the lead. That's the kind of thinking that we see nowadays. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Nominating Jenny.
I'm not a person of color.
You could just identify as one.
I thought you were Asian.
Wait, you don't bleach your
Proper
skin,
Jenny is
Jenny?
164th Puerto Rican.
Do the Elizabeth Warren DNA
Puerto
test.
Rican. Oh my God! What?
0.01% of Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of want to.
That's enough.
You know what? Speaking of which, there is something that Jordan Peele said that was quite interesting. I wanted to get everyone's thoughts on that, even though it happened a little bit ago. Just saying that he wasn't interested in having a white dude as his lead. And a lot of people got really upset by that, and I can see why. But I just want to know what everybody thinks about this. So whoever wants to start and go.
Who's Jordan Peele?
Yeah. Well, that's a brilliant start to the conversation.
Well, Thug, what do you think?
I'm gonna say, like I have been saying for a long time, like no one should be made to cast who they don't want to cast. They should never be made to make a story that in their head is not their story, because in the end, cinema, film, it is an art form. It's a way of creating something from yourself, and if other people like it, then they like it. That's not coming with things like Star Wars, where it's already someone else's creation, because then you have to follow rules. But when it's just your film, you should have free reign to do whatever you want. And I've always said, if people are so concerned with diversity and things like that, then they should go and make the films with diversity rather than saying, hey, you have to do this for diversity. So him choosing to not have any white male leads, completely his choice. Should he have come out and said it like he did? Probably not, but it's not something I particularly care about, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. That's why it's just something that somebody brought up earlier, and I thought I'd just ask away because why not?
Yeah, may I say something?
Yeah, Abu Nas. No. So Simmons, you can go.
Jeremy was first. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I just want to say this: when the Japanese make an anime and it's all a bunch of Japanese people, do they come out and say that they're never going to cast a white person? No.
No, actually, they appropriate the eyes. Look at the eyes in anime; they're all huge. They're appropriating white people's eyes, which I don't mind. I'm Puerto Rican, but it is what it is.
Yeah. But they don't insult their audience base that they know that they could capture. That's the difference.
Yeah, I guess that's the point, really.
Yes.
Abu Nas?
Yeah, I agree with Thug's life assessment on it, in terms of the artistry and what he wants to accomplish with his films. Now, I mean, from a black man's perspective, I'm just gonna keep it real. It's all subjective. You understand? I mean, it's just as Thug Life says, should he have came out saying it like he said it, because that was kind of off-putting, because if people do enjoy his movies, they would love for him to include all races and stuff because they like his work. So he should have at the very least said, well, I want to continue to make movies and I want to choose the best person for the role. Even if in the back of his mind, he is still going to use, people of color, or other ethnicities as his main lead, but don't alienate, as Doug Life said, you don't need to alienate the crowd, but to go against, the grain and just say, I'm just here to make good stories and good films and just keep it like that. Now, somebody argued with me on the point, well, he shouldn't have said it anyway. And what's wrong with white people, having leads and stuff? And I said, dude, listen, if I was in this place and you would have came off to me like that, what the first thing that would have came out my mouth to shut your ass up is that the history of cinema has never been kind to my people on any fucking level. You understand? So do you think that the black maid that was in, or I say Gone in the Wind, or do you actually think that people of my race was considered to be in The Wizard of Oz, the Roaring 20s,
Absolutely not. Absolutely
exactly.
not. Those people were Democrat eugenicists, and the Democrat eugenicists of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s in Hollywood determined that blacks and Latinos were inferior and they should not be represented in film. They should also be forcefully sterilized. This is what the Democrat Party did in California all throughout the, 30s, 40s, 50s. Yeah. And now they want to, white against black. They want to switch it around, but it's still like a race war that they want. But I agree completely.
That's surprising. The Democrat Party comes up a lot lately.
Well, I'm not using the whole politics.
Hey, the people are good. The people are good, but the policy I don't like.
No, the people, like I said, there's a lot has changed from the 30s up into the 2019. You're not going to get the same type of people doing the same type of thing in the same type of party. That means the Republicans was all for abolishing slavery, but then again, in reality, they didn't really abolish shit after the Civil War until 12 years later. But that, I digress.
I have info on that. I'll just say, look up Liberia. Look up Liberia.
Yeah, it's just a lot in terms of history that you really have to go deep into the vault to really set out what's real, what's not, what's hearsay, what is this and that, whatever. But back to the point, if I say that to you, don't come at me and act like I owe you something. Maybe Jordan Peele was approached in a way in which somebody was coming at him smugly about it. And my dude, I want to cast my people in roles that, like I said, even Hollywood today, nobody's not outside of Denzel Washington. Who else?
Spike Lee been doing it for decades, and he didn't front about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is that if he could have worded his position a lot better to not ruffle any feathers, because I would have worded it. I would have said I'm going to include, and you know what? There'd be a hint of truth behind that. I would include a lot of people, out from our Caucasian and everybody else, because if I feel like you good for the role, I want to hire you. But a certain part of me knows that my people hasn't really been represented. So you know what? It's time for them to shine.
He doesn't even have to say that he's going to cast who's best for the role for anything. He could just say, the stories I want to focus on are focused on people of color. So that's who I'm currently casting, because that's the stories I want to tell.
Better way of phrasing it. Exactly. So nobody don't have to have hurt feelings, which unfortunately in this culture, everybody and a mama has hurt feelings. So you don't even know which way to swing. Every time somebody open up their mouth, it's always going to be interpreted either one way or the other. But you know what? I fucking blame this. I blame this because back in the day, you actually have to go outside your house, walk down the goddamn street, look this person in the eye, and then whatever else you have to say about X, Y, and Z, you either going to come out and say it or you're going to keep your mouth shut.
Exactly. I think that's all I got to say too. Yeah. You pretty much summed it up really well, man. And I respect you a lot for, being real with us.
That's the way it works in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. By the way, John Tox just joined us. John, welcome to the Council of Jeremys. Thank you for coming.
Speaking of which, you missed Jeremy.
Is that John Jeremy?
What?
I was telling John he missed Jeremy, the real Jeremy, the regular Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like John Tox is frozen at the moment. So John, just, holler when you got that fixed.
He's frozen on like a real intense stare as well.
I mean, look at this. Like, it's just like, wow, like it's really intense.
That's the type of smile you see on a realtor.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, hopefully he gets everything fixed. Anyways, anybody else have any thoughts on Jordan Peele and what he said? Whoever wants to go can go.
I just think it's
okay. All right. Okay. That's clearly not going to work. Force Ghost Jeremy, go ahead.
I just think it was just a bit of a silly thing to say. I mean, you don't know the true context of the interview or whatever it was, and you know what the press are like. They'll twist things around to make them sound worse than they really are. I mean, you got to think if it was the other way around, if a white man was saying, I'm not going to include black people in, it would have been you can imagine what the outcry would have been over it all.
And I do think like a lot of it has to do with the historical context, but but no, it's just a silly thing to say, really, and you don't know the context of it, but it's at the end of the day, it's not really a big thing, is it? When you see some of the things that are going on in the world right now,
we do have to understand the nature of why the United States is the way it is and how its history is intertwined with some of the best things and some of the most worst things people could even think that could happen. You understand? And that shit never goes away. But with so intertwined, it's in our very DNA to be not even so much confrontational, but on my side of the wall, we cannot forget any of this. We don't want people thinking that we should forget or push it to the side, because some people, in terms of skin color and everything, and I tell people this all the time, you don't know who's racist and who's not until they open up their mouth and prove what they need to prove. Some people just want to go back to the old days where black people was enslaved and stuff like that shit. You got movies right now that play with that shit. And then, like I said, it's not funny. That's why when I talk about Black Panther as a movie in terms of the culture and what we see ourselves in, that's a powerful message. But white people can't understand that. And that's not nothing against white people or Puerto Ricans or Asians or whatever. No, this is specifically for us. When people say, oh, Black Panther is just an ordinary movie. Yes, it's an ordinary movie for you. And that's all right. That's fine. But when it comes to us, it's something more. And it's something, and any movie that elevates a person's culture and race and everything else. La Bamba was such a great film for Latinos and Mexicans and stuff like that, because it spoke to them. It spoke to their culture and their history and stuff like that. At least with Black Panther, it wasn't about the history of black people in the United States, but it was about a culture in our motherland that we can only wish we had, or wish that we was exposed to, and that we could teach our children that we didn't have to be descendants of slaves in this country. We was born in Wakanda or something like that, where we had our own technology, our history, our culture, and such and so forth. That's always going to be ingrained in people here in the States, no matter what you do or what you say. So how do you navigate through it? Well, you can't navigate through that shit correctly with this. You got to navigate it by actually engaging in people, because people can put down in text what they think. Oh, I think this is still racist, or I think this is that. But when you have a conversation with somebody, and you don't have to be standoffish. I'm not a standoffish. Well, no, I have to correct myself. I am standoffish. I mean, if you're talking foolishness, I'm going to slap your ass down completely. You know?
Different perspectives give a better view. I like different perspectives.
No, it gives a better view when you come at it in a way that is respectful, because
when everybody's looking for a solution. If everybody's looking for a solution, then different perspectives give a better view, right?
Well, you're looking for a solution that the key word is, how can we all get along and live in harmony as one people? Because remember, you bleed red. We all bleed red. So obviously the color that we bleed should bring some semblance of camaraderie and brotherhood of mankind together. But no,
for sure. I think there's a distinction to be made here between something like Black Panther and something like Captain Marvel, or like, and I understand that there are people who obviously disagree with me, especially on the Captain Marvel front, but Black Panther was a legitimately good movie, right? We're not just talking about representation. I really enjoyed it. I personally really enjoyed
it. It's okay, by the way. You can disagree and that's all right.
When you do it well, like when you do representation and you do it well, people don't have a problem with that. People don't dispute that, because people as a general rule, of course, don't have a problem with representation. We have a problem with a crap product.
Right.
Yes,
Look,
yes,
and
you don't
monarchy and race war. I mean, that's what it is. T'Challa wanted monarchy, and the other guy, what's his name? The other guy wanted a race war. That's what
Jordan Peele.
The actor in Black Panther that was fighting Black Panther.
Oh, Smollett.
No. I forgot his name.
Michael Killmonger, right?
Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. So he wanted a race war, and he says, let's use this technology so black people all over the earth can go fight white people. I'm not black enough or white enough to survive that. I'm Puerto Rican. That means I am 1/3 Black African, 1/3 Native, and 1/3 white European. That's every Puerto Rican. So whenever, white people, that's 1/3 of me. Black people, that's 1/3 of me. Native Americans, that's 1/3 of me. So whenever any of these three are insulted, I can feel the pain, because that's part of my blood, and that's part of all Puerto Rican blood. We come from Africa, from the gods of all the Elewa, Oyun. I'm talking about old school stuff, right? So we all have this in Puerto Rico. This is the jungle fever island, and if you ever come here, you will see it. You know, you will find all kinds of mixes here, and for me, it's very this. You got this heritage and you got that heritage, but there's a lot of people that they on this trip that I'm pure African, or I'm pure European, or I'm pure Native American, I'm pure this, and when they do the test, you're just as mixed as anybody. Ain't nobody passing these purity tests that these peoples are trying to set up.
Right.
Well, I don't see a point in passing a purity test, because at the end of the day, we're all just people. I don't see it as mattering.
The idea of racial purity is kind of retarded these days.
Amen.
By the way, hi, John.
4,000 years of sea travel.
By the way, hi,
John Talk is here, and I'd like to thank you for coming in, John. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Sorry, I'm kind of coming in at a just a very interesting conversation. So
and I really like the dialogue that we're having right now. It's
but I'm just talking too much here, so I apologize.
No, it's all good.
No, I enjoy the conversation.
It's so much better than dead air.
Yeah. Well, and for the record, I just want to say that I didn't have a problem with Jordan Peele saying what he said. I did a video on this, but I didn't find it, because I was able to catch a little bit of it before I came on. And I didn't really have a problem with him saying it, especially within the context of, history and film history. It's like, I totally understand where he's coming from. And I think when you read the context of what he said, it's not really as bad, and I'm sure the interviewer asked him, a question. It's not like he just came out of the blue saying, I don't really want to cast, white dudes. I'm sure there was a question that, so often in these articles, they don't list them a lot of times. And, it just comes off as a very clickbaity, you have a clickbaity title there. Jordan Peele doesn't want to cast white dudes.
You need General Akbar around for some of these questions, right? It's a trap.
Pretty much. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You know, and it's sometimes, you know, these articles are just there to just be clickbait outrage. It's going to make somebody upset. And it also goes into, I think Denzel Washington said it best. A lot of journalists nowadays want to be first either than wanting to be right. And I think that also, along with the clickbaity titles of the articles, they just look at the title, don't look at the context of it, and just make broad assumptions based on that. And it's one of those things that is just really damaging, because if I mean, I'm too young to really, you know, remember that, but as far as I can tell, journalism and, you know, news stations didn't used to do that. They just did their job and just reported what was true, or at least just reporting facts, and not, you know, necessarily having any sort of bias that, at least to me, that was noticeable. But I mean, I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Well, we'll start with Jeremy Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you haven't talked in a while, so.
Wait, somebody leave?
Yeah, Force Ghost. I guess he, you know, has to do something.
He ghosted.
Well, hopefully his wife's water didn't break. If it did, congratulations.
Oh yes. Yeah. Then I'm not even going to question that. By the way, if Force Ghost Jeremy doesn't come back, I want to thank you, you know, for joining, and congratulations on, you know, he's I think he said he was less than a week away from having his first child. His daughter's about to be born. So if that is the case, then you know,
Mazel tov.
Yeah, Mazel tov. I'm really happy for him. And anyways,
okay. Going to the journalist aspect. You know, back in the 70s and 80s, journalists used to thrive on the information that they had was correct. You know, when you look back at everything that was suppressed by the United States government, you know, like secret government projects people didn't want anybody to know about, shit like that. You know, it was the thrill of the hunt to know that they actually had something that could be creditable and they could let know to the world. Now it seems like journalism today is, what can I subvert and make up to make it seem like everybody can talk about this? It's no longer fact checking. It's more derivative in the sense that I'm going to take whatever I think and then basically put it out there. And I think there was a funny Vine on this about like a variety worker where he just has like some suction cup dildos and he looks on this billboard and he's just like throwing them at different subjects and then he puts it up into one article. You know, it's just, that's the type of shit we got going on here.
It's an interesting take on that. So I'm sorry I haven't been very active with the chat at all, but I think if it's okay with everybody on the panel, I'd like to pick somebody who I'm going to be. For people who don't know, I'm going to be attending Star Wars Celebration, and
is that this week?
That is no, that's next week, and it's going to be from Thursday to Monday.
Pixar didn't happen.
No, that's
saying.
How but if anybody, everyone who's in the chat right now, your name has been entered into a random name picker generator, and I'm going to pick people who I'm going to buy, well, within reason, something at the Star Wars Celebration gift shop. And as a thank you to everybody who likes and subscribes to my channel, just sort of as a you know, an appreciation of everything. I'm going to be getting, and we'll be in contact if your name is and if your name's
wait, hold on. Let me get in the chat.
I love the disclaimer. You're like, within reason. Like,
yes, well, I mean, I have to make that clear.
Proper, I do have to ask though, how can you afford to go to Celebration and buy people gifts after buying 400 sub bots?
What?
What? I think it has I don't know.
I thought it was Thug who bounced for a second, but it was Puerto Rican Jeremy. My bad.
No, he's back. He's back.
I said hi in the chat. I said hi in the chat.
Okay.
I count now. I count. Woo.
And yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to do a drawing real quick, and within reason, and we'll be in communication with this. So I'm going to get something at the gift shop for you. Whoever wins, whoever I pick.
Congratulations, you're the lucky winner of a Raylo t-shirt.
Yeah. And I don't know if I could do it internationally, but we'll just see.
Hey,
what
shipping
happens.
has got much cheaper in Puerto Rico. Okay, it's not international. It's considered, U.S. territory. Just saying,
Domestically? Really?
Teresa Martin, yeah, you're right. Like $30 or something like that. As long as it's not like I'm not gonna buy like a $200 lightsaber replica. But we'll be in touch. Though.
Even if you did, you wouldn't give it away.
You
I
would
want to
probably
know what
super
the
chat the
spending
value back.
limit is. Like, what's the spending limit?
Yeah.
Do you have that down yet?
Well, we'll talk.
Proper. You do realize. Proper.
Get.
You do realize there's an exclusive Lego set this celebration, right?
Really?
Yeah, the Darth Vader bust.
How much is that?
I think it's around like $50 or $60.
I love Legos. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No, $5. That's too much.
Yeah, well, I'm only picking two people in the chat, just as a token of my appreciation for getting 400 subscribers and 700 Twitter followers. So one of each. So yeah, I'm gonna put everybody in here. Hopefully, I have everyone here. And you know what? I'll pick one person for the panel. Is that cool? And it's okay. And it's okay. It's okay if you're in Britain, that you still count. It's all good. And yes, Puerto Rican Jeremy, I'll put you in as well. Billy the Mac. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I have everyone's.
If I win, you get me like a keychain, something cheap. You don't got to go all out with me.
Yeah, same here, man.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna do the people in the chat. So I have Bear, Miss, Adam, AF. I think he left. But anyways, he'll be in there anyways. Daddy Pants 11, Benzo H, No Neophobic, Hallmark Channel Jeremy, Teresa Martin, Black Angus, Stone Cold Jeremy, Makita Gut, Caitlin the Keeper of Jeremy's, Daytona Falls, TKD Lion. I'm not even sure if that's correct, but Pop Culture PB, The King of Ruckus, Laura, Ryan Stole My Fan Fiction Story, Exaggeration Nation, Fatal J, Billy the Mac. If I'm missing anybody, feel free to let me know.
I'm not sure we need a rundown of the list.
No, I mean I'm saying it mostly for the chat's sake. If somebody was missing or if they want to get in on it, I'd like to give them an opportunity.
The only person that could know is the Keeper of Jeremy's.
Okay.
She knows who's missing.
I know. Go through the list.
What's that, Abunas?
No, I said go through the list.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, sometimes the participants isn't accurate with the people who are actually in there. Sometimes they get it wrong. It's okay, Caitlin.
This is trying to blackmail you with alcoholism.
What? Anyways, all right. I'll just do it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Go for it.
All right.
Name generator. Pick a random name.
Do it.
Black Angus.
Woo!
Hey. Yeah.
Black Angus. If you're in the chat, let me know.
Rigged. It's rigged. He's a person of color. I call it rigged.
You want me to actually?
No, I'm just teasing you. Calm down.
And here I thought you would have done 2 out of 3.
People in the audience be like, well, wait a minute. Black Angus and Proper Jeremy are part of the Senate. Could
right.
No, Black Angus is not a part of the Senate.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah, Black Angus actually hates people. That's the deal.
I will actually, for transparency, I know I don't have to do it, but I'll do it anyways.
That's why we call you Proper Jeremy. You're doing the
Here we go. Black Angus.
Hey.
Yep. So yep.
Can I talk?
So no one can say it's rigged.
Can I ask John Talks a question?
Yes, you may. Absolutely.
John Talks, I saw you talking about a little bit of this charity thing going on with ticket buying. Is that becoming a common trend when a movie is not, having a little trouble with the with the reception, they start doing kind of charity ticket buyouts. What's the story on that?
I didn't really cover that too much, but there was a lot of
I think
tickets.
I saw one video, like a title on it, but I've been moving. I'm very sorry. I've been moving, so I haven't been able to. I haven't been in the loop, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, they did do a Captain Marvel challenge, so there was different people raising money for the movie, so that you know, young girls who maybe couldn't, you know, afford to see it or whatever could go and see the movie. But there was also a lot. There was tickets being given away on some college campuses. There was also for retail, like American
There were like
Eagle
different instances
Outfitters.
of something similar in different states and different areas, right? Like a similar pattern, like some kind of charity buying X amount of tickets and giving them away.
Well, I don't know about a charity, but there were people raising money, buying the tickets. Yeah, for the
maybe
for
some
the movie.
promo, some marketing money into that too, right?
People still think we're crazy when we say they padded the numbers.
They did that. I absolutely believe that.
There's been reports the Chinese are actually requesting refunds on their tickets.
That's wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
And you're talking about the Captain Marvel
yes.
thing with the...
Yes, they're requesting refunds.
I don't know if I buy it entirely, but I mean, I understand where somebody could think of it in that way. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but I know there's a few instances that looked a little bit suspicious, but there's only like a few of them that I can think of.
Odin says that statistically we're supposed to be at the $700 million range right now with the box office. He says that there's... yeah, Odin's movie blog says that statistically, looking at all the numbers, and he says that he's not being a conspiracy theorist here, but with all the money marketing...
Is he back in the chat? I know he was there earlier. I forgot to give him a shout out. Oh, that's okay. Well. Anyways, Odin's movie blog. Odin, thank you for stopping by. Sorry, I didn't shout you out. I had meant to, but I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. And Lethal Lightning is here. Welcome. Now I can add him to the list thingy. But anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to go back to it. I mean, he was saying that this is what I was gathering from also other people who watched it, like Lee and. Geek in Disguise said basically people are noticing that the domestic box office might be true, but the international is not. And this is interesting. Laura Ryan Stoley fan fiction story says no, Odin is completely against the Captain Marvel ticket conspiracy theory. Well, that's interesting. So I mean, there's a slight disagreement there. So I mean, I don't know. But he's saying that the numbers, that to him, the numbers are fucking, you know,
don't add up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I understand that.
What I'll say about it, I don't think I believe it. I've not done a lot of research into it or anything like that, but I find it plausible that just because of how they did it with wedging it between Infinity War and Endgame and having this whole thing going on about how important it's going to be to Endgame, I do find it plausible that it did make as much as it did.
Abanas, what do you think about this? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it's possible that it's both. That, yes, there was some padding, but it didn't make a significant impact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Abanas, what do you think about that?
Yeah, the Captain Marvel thing. I know that Disney did do some inflating on that when they, you know, purchased their tickets. They can't convince me otherwise, especially with some of the pictures that I've seen of, you know, the theater's not as stacked as they would have you to believe. But I do know that more men went to go see Captain Marvel than women. It was almost like they just wanted to see themselves emasculated on screen and enjoy themselves behind that. So what can I tell you?
That's kind of.
I mean, to be fair, some guys are into that. I'm pretty sure it's Proper's area of expertise.
Yeah, Pablo Hidalgo is into that. You know, that's why I'm banging his wife on a regular. You know,
we were allowed to see the movie. We just weren't allowed to talk about it at all.
I mean, they wanted your money to go see the movie. They just didn't want you talking about how you hated Captain Marvel and the whole bit. But they'll have to take your money.
Well, shit, I guess we're Disney criminals then.
Yep, and they gave it to them. I mean, more men went to see Captain Marvel than women.
Actually,
That's the other way around. Right. So I was confused, but then I said to myself, you know what? Times have changed. Manly men are not the norm anymore. We got soy boys and white knights and everybody.
I'll give a pass to reviewers. That's the only person I'll give a pass to because he has to suffer through the movie, so I don't have to waste my money. He can just come back and tell me, hey, don't waste your money. So I'll let like people like John Talks and World Class. They got sometimes even they're like, no, I'm not.
I'm not blaming the YouTubers. I mean,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're right. Yeah,
I will tell my YouTubers. I mean, I've been saying this for a whole year. I said Abu Nas does not pay money to go to a theater that do not need my money. Well, how do you see the movie, Abu Nas, that you're gonna review it? How do you think? How do you think? It's the 21st.
You gotta worry about that.
Dude, don't go revealing your secrets.
Oh no, I'm not gonna say that. I'll just tell you that I am a magician of well-renowned. I can breathe, and then the movie will appear to me magically, and then I can watch it in the comfort of my own home. That's not
well, right? I was just gonna say, if I stop at my cousin's house, he lives by the ghetto, and they put it on the projector with the switches, and you can see it.
You already know. You know how we did that. So when I look at somebody and it's like, oh my God, Abu Nas, are you gonna go see Captain Marvel? Oh, I saw it already. You saw it, but you was the one saying you was never gonna see. Hey.
I didn't give money.
Right, I didn't. You didn't hear me say pay money. You just heard me say I went and saw it. So there lies the difference. I
agree.
IMAX 3D paying into a theater is over. Ryan Johnson fucked it up for everybody. Congratulations. Yep. Now my money is going to go on to John Wick, Godzilla, King of More Monsters. What else?
Shazam, I heard is good.
Yeah, I heard it was good, but then I heard some other stuff in terms of the end credits where it kind of dissed, something with Zack Snyder. But I'll get
Hellboy comes out on the 19th.
Abu Nas, is your money not going to Knives Out?
Doug, I had a discussion. I said I do like Jamie Lee Curtis, but I said. I think I'm a pass on that. It's nothing against the writer direct. You know what? I'm lying. It is about writing. I'm going to ever put my money to see any film that he makes ever.
I know.
I think I agree with you in some ways, like I do, Abu Nas, and that actually leads me to something I planned on talking about. Was Knives Out. And I guess for me personally, I don't have a problem with his films outside of Star Wars. I just want him away from Star Wars. Right. That's it. Like, yeah, it's just like, I'm not gonna, with The Last Jedi.
You mean like Luke?
The Last Jedi does not affect how I view his other films, because that's outside of that. If you have something that's pre-existing, maybe he's not the best person to, bring on. But when it comes to like something outside of that, I guess I'm more indifferent. But, I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah, because I'll go to Knives Out. I'll pay my little. I ain't gonna pay no money to go see it. I'll go to Knives Out, sneak in there. I'll sit up there like, okay, Ryan Johnson, and press my ass. Go ahead, do it. And then Daniel Craig do a little something, him, Jay Lee, and then other people, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna be in front of a lot of people, I'm gonna sit there quietly. They're gonna sit up and they're gonna whisper, "I kind of like this movie, Bob. Yeah, this movie is pretty good, Joe. I like this." And they're gonna sit next to me. I'm watching it on Lone Black Man. I'm just watching it, and they're gonna talk. The plot is really nice. I didn't realize that the director had such a good handle on it. This is one of the best movies I have ever seen, my dear. I'm still watching it. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, oh, yeah, Ryan, what would you? That's because why? Because you got Luke Skywalker sucking on them titties. And excuse me, get out my way. I'm going home.
I did not want to see Lena Dunham breastfeed Luke Skywalker.
No.
I do have to say though. I have to say the one problem with your little skit there is that any man who goes to watch a Rian Johnson movie is not going to be going with his wife because his wife's going to be off with someone else watching an actual film.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Look, my thing is this. You can go to this burger joint where you always go get your burger, and they got the burger you like, and you go get your burger, and they tell you can have the shit sandwich. You're like, well, I don't want the shit sandwich. No, if you don't eat that shit sandwich, you're a Nazi, and you're a misogynist. You know what? I don't care how good that next burger is. I don't care how good that next burger is. I'm not buying.
And then you try to walk out. You try to walk out the door, and it's like, excuse me, Mr. Misogynist, you need to come and get your shit sandwich. I'm not taking the shit sandwich. we got a patron who's belligerent. Calling SWAT. SWAT comes. Yes. You kick down the door, smack your ass up.
Put Twitter SWAT. No, they got that Twitter SWAT. They got that YouTube SWAT. They come after you. They got that Twitter SWAT. They got that YouTube SWAT. They take it down.
Put that shit sandwich in your mouth and you're gonna say, on that. Suck on that.
I'm sorry. I'm not buying any more burgers. I don't care how good the next one is.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They got your money. They're gonna go, well, you ain't gonna buy no more. Bye. We got your money already. Good.
Yeah, I got a receipt. I mean, that's what I got.
That kind of makes sense as well because Rian Johnson's ensured that his time as a director is over and he's going to have to go and work in fucking Burger King.
Oh, God. Or Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Now your sandwich is going to be subverted. Yeah. I ordered a burger. Why did I get a chicken?
It's going to be on the outside of the bread.
Now, if he would have said, I'm sorry, I hope.
To stop running his mouth about this damn trilogy that he's not going to be doing. I mean, he's basically just trolling people right now, but that's okay. Yeah. I want this movie to fail so Bob Iger can say, well, we were giving you shit anyways. So take your contract, you take your things, take the big titty monster that you had, Luca, and get out of here. And you're
Lena.
Working in Wendy's, talking about, hi, my name is Rian Johnson. May I take your order? This is Abu Nas pulling up at the drive-thru. Yeah, I would like to. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I would like to have a milkshake. You know the type of milkshake you had Luke sucking on the like, no bastard.
Oh my God.
Sam Rocco coming up.
I feel like the next time we talk to Abu Nas, if Rian Johnson was behind a drive-thru, we'd have to go talk to him through the phone booth. Hey, how you doing? How many weeks you got left in here? Was it worth it?
I tell you, I'm a wild man. Sorry.
Pop Culture PB says Rian Johnson wants half of all audiences to hate all of his films. I will never go to see any of his films because of that. That is a great point. And you know, there's nothing wrong with liking two extremes and feeling, you know, very passionate about that, which, you know, if I'm thinking about it, that might be what he's trying to say, but either way, it's just, it doesn't matter. You know, it's very clear. It's very clear after what happened with The Last Jedi, what your intentions really are. You could say what you want, but yeah.
We're not going to hate we're not going to hate half his films. We're not going to care about his films. He's not going to have half people hating his films because we aren't going to care. It's not Star Wars anymore. We don't give a shit.
Here's the reality about Knives Out, though. Knives Out has Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Michael Shannon, Jamie Lee Curtis in it, Christopher Plummer. I mean, based on that star power, Rian Johnson he's not going to be the story with Knives Out. It's going to be Chris Evans and Daniel Craig and Michael Shannon.
And you know what? It has the possibility of being a good movie. And
it also has the possibility of making Daniel Craig suck on giant alien titties.
Yeah, exactly.
Spartan, go ahead.
No.
Oh, so wait, Abu Nas.
No, because I was gonna make a joke. You know me. I don't want people to forget the travesty that we had to endure for a whole year. It is ingrained in my makeup, in my DNA. For the next year, to let you know that there is no way in hell. Now the Shields will tell you like, but Luke had to go. Shut the fuck up, please shut up. Now go watch episode 6 When you go watch episode 6, you go through the whole thing. Luke saved the galaxy. Turn that movie off. Put on the what about the Force Awakens? Shut up with the Force Awakens. Put on The Last Jedi. Don't watch it. Fast forward it to the Luke scene where he's sucking on that soy, squeezing the dick. Go from episode 6 to that scene, and that will tell you all that you need to know about supporting Rian Johnson, giving a shit about his movies, his words, his interviews, all of that.
If I'm going to play devil's advocate, I don't think you have that much power.
Extended edition of drinking the green milk.
Earlier, Spartan was trying to say something. What was that?
Sorry about that, Spartan.
Oh, no, that's all right. Following on from John's point, John pointed out that Knives Out, as far as the cast goes, is stacked. Here's the question I have. Did these people actually want to work with Rian Johnson, or did Rian Johnson beg them to join his movie so people would actually watch it?
I'm sure Chris Evans would have wanted to work with Rian Johnson. Let's be real.
Yeah. Maybe he wants to prove it's all Kathleen's fault.
I don't know.
I think it's just business. I think it's business straight up. You know, he's moving on to the next project, and I don't know. I don't think there's too much more to it than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it just seems like
Robot John.
He's just making another film, and that's pretty much it. And
and what was Rian Johnson's last film before The Last Jedi?
What was that?
What was Rian Johnson's film before Okay, Looper. And then what was the last one before that? Brick?
I think it was Brick, yeah.
And this is the person we go with? A person who's only had 2 movies. To take on
that's easy to,
and you know how
a $1 billion franchise, and we're going with a person who's only made 2 movies.
But you know how they're going to market it. You know how they're going to market it, right? They're going to market it because when you do the trailer, it's going to be say from the writer and director of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. That's how you're going to hook these knuckleheads in. You're going to hook them just like that.
I think it's a little bit disingenuous to point directly at Chris Evans for this, because we're not. I mean, Chris Evans is no more woke than anybody else in Hollywood, in particular. Like like you said, John. It's just business. It could have been anybody. They're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Right, and also I think it might have to do with the fact that The Last Jedi was the highest-grossing film of 2018. That's a fact. We can't deny that. You know, they took our money and ran, but it's not.
Everybody heard
that
Luke Skywalker sucked on milk titties.
Yeah,
and then
I know. But the fact is, it was the highest-grossing film of 2018, and there's nothing we can do about that. And in Hollywood, it's not about necessarily what fans think. It's about one thing, and that's money. Does it make money? I think Mark Hamill said that best when he was talking to kids at Oxford. So, I mean, that's probably at least to me, that's part of the reason why I think all these big names have attached themselves to this project. But
did you see the Disney April Fool's joke?
What was that?
Rian Johnson will make a trilogy. That was the April Fool's joke. He's a joke now. I'm not kidding. I heard it from Caesar himself.
Hey, I gotta cut in, guys. I gotta run. So.
Okay, well, Simmons, do you have Jeremy Simmons, also known as Prime Geek Collectors? Right?
You got it right this time, thank God.
Yes. Do you have anything to plug?
Just the website. Just add a .com to that name. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll catch you guys later on the other side. Have a good one, everybody.
See you, Jeremy.
Later, everybody.
Glad to have you as usual.
Yep.
Can I ask John Talks another question?
Sure, go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. So,
Who's in charge?
Bug Life, you're in charge.
Well, that's gonna go well for you then.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Just completely takes over the channel.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it'd be a better channel at least.
Yeah, you're in charge, or just be civil. I'll be right back.
Proper and learn to respect women.
Okay.
Now, John talks. I'm a little bit of a situation. I just went through a move, and I've been out of the loop for a little while. What have you been working on? What's going on? If you're gonna give us what's captured your interest lately, what would you run over?
There's nothing. I mean, in my opinion, especially after Captain Marvel kind of died off, there's nothing really capturing my interest. I mean, there's been a few articles here and there. Ryan Johnson, he's going to get his trilogy. But what I'm looking to do is I think I'm going to go for more of a longer format type of content, maybe like a world-class bullshitters type of, in terms of something, not necessarily like daily or just, content, but I want to do something a little more thoughtful than I have been and stuff that really piques my interest. So
like
that's
deeper discussions or going in from different perspectives.
Yeah,
Nice.
Just picking something that really I feel really invested in and I really want to talk about. Not that I like talking about anything that I on my channel, but there's just some things that are to me are just kind of frivolous and they're going to be forgotten within the next day, and it's not it's not that fulfilling as a YouTuber to cover stuff like that is it's very time sensitive. So but I don't know where I'm going from here, so I'm just kind of charting new water. Yeah so yeah, we'll see. It's kind of I'm still trying to decide exactly what I want to do.
Well, look, John, listen, I've already bared my soul on your channel. I have never bared my soul the way that I did on your channel. So you are obviously...
That was awesome, by the way.
You are obviously a very special man, but that shit will never happen again. Then if you want to know the real Abunas Talks channel and you look for that video, because I'm not doing it. That was just something that, that was an incredible night me and you had right there. And one of the best I ever had, and I realized like I shouldn't have said half the things I have said on this man's channel. And I'm literally shocked that people were actually still interested to keep it going.
Well, I mean, if you want me to take it down, I could take the video.
I'm proud of that video. I just didn't expect myself to go and eat like that, and I'm sitting up here like, damn, I could have incriminated myself going through this. But
are you talking about sorry to interrupt, are you talking about the hour?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a bit more than an hour.
Yeah, we went like 2 hours, but I was just like, I'm letting it go. Because like this is too good.
I was shocked, man, because like I said, I would have definitely shut things down, but me and you was just in a zone, and you was just giving me the questions that just allow me to just pretty much went through my history, and I said I did, but there's certain things I still didn't want people to know about me like that. But
wait, I want to see that. Now. Drop the link. Wait a minute.
It's out there now, so it is what it is. But I really enjoyed myself because it's almost like me and John was just sitting down in the couch and just kicking it. And and that's how friendships and everything is built on, by personal relationships with people that you have common interests with. So, and like I said, that was a magical night. So if you're going to go in those directions, John, God bless you, man. You're going to shine. I mean, because obviously you make people comfortable having interviews and stuff like that. So you're good at it.
Well, I'm just going to echo what
I appreciate that, man.
there. John, you really are one of the easiest people I've ever met to talk to. It just flows very naturally and just it's very comfortable. Like Abu said, it's really one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had on live stream.
I'm a big fan of his tinfoil hat. I'm a bit of a conspiracy nut myself. I love that fighter planes. Remember when they wound up crashing on the highway in California? That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
I love all that stuff. Sometimes it's good to ask the weird questions. Forget whoever thinks what. I think you've probably seen it in your content. Sometimes that thing grabs the eye, right?
Oh, what was that last part?
When you get into like weird topics or like things like let's do a thought experiment. This is not necessarily 100%, 1,000% proven, but just let's go with it, see where it goes. Does that get you good traction sometimes?
I mean, it has, and that's the thing about the whole box office conspiracy thing. Like, I've never come out and said like, yes, it's for certain, it's for sure, it's true, and I've had like trolls come at me saying like, I mean, a number of different things. And I'm just saying, like, look, we've got this, and this, and this. Exactly. And so it's just kind of making that deduction, saying that I think it's very possible, or I think it's likely that something's going on. But I've never come out and said I've got like this, empirical evidence that.
Listen, I know
want,
it's kind of tough to make a time warp to get a World War II fighter through.
Well, that was complete sarcasm. That was, hopefully somebody got, figured that out.
Hey, that's how you make Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And I think there was a Twilight Zone episode like that. But, I think YouTube it should be for that type of content. We're not news networks. We're not necessarily, not to say that the news is any more credible than anything else, but
True.
For people to demand, empirical, like basically YouTube is what it is. And it's people out there with opinions and saying this or that. So for people to try to hold YouTubers at such a standard, to me, especially when they're very upfront about, I mean, in a sense, a lack of evidence,
No, it's also a standard that they don't hold corporate news to.
Well, no, it's true. It's true. I agree with you 100%. And it's just kind of funny how I think people have a double standard. And that's just one of the things that I want to bring out, is just how people are so trusting of the media and everything that comes out of the television. But, it's mind blowing to me how, there's a lack of skepticism for the mainstream media from a lot of people. It's like anything that comes out of that box is gospel. And then if somebody else has an opinion or says, well, what about this or what about that? They're automatically, in many cases, shunned.
People are starting to wake up, though, a little bit because of the whole sort of fake news meme that floats around now. People are starting to recognize that it's not as valid as we once thought, that a lot of this has to do with bias.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the reason, though, is that because the news right now is no different to a normal YouTuber, though. You look at like what's considered news, fucking BuzzFeed, Huffington Post. They're just people with opinions, but they somehow get paid to write them onto a website. They're bloggers. They're not news sources. They're bloggers, but people take them as a factual source because they say they're news, but they're not.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that happens even with what at least used to be considered reliable news sources, and that's kind of unfortunate, to see that happening.
Yeah.
Can we just give a shout out to Caitlin for being like the best mod ever?
Woo!
Caitlin on that. It's so astounding to me.
Caitlin's the best. I mean, she really is.
Yeah, she's killing it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Hail Caitlin.
I really do appreciate it. I mean, she's the best mod in the world.
Yeah, I
really
had
is.
a shout on my live stream last night, so hopefully she may have watched it towards the end. Had to show the lady some love. You too, Larry.
So I got a couple more things to talk about, and then we'll wrap up. But so far, this has been such an awesome live stream. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sorry to the chat if I haven't, acknowledged people, very much this time around. I do appreciate every single person who's in the chat, or just stop by to say hello or leave a like. I really do appreciate that. And for everybody who's on the panel, everyone who was on the panel, I just appreciate everybody who's here. I really
you feel very improper about it. It's okay. We understand.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell me to shut up. That's fine.
You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm just saying you're doing great.
I appreciate it so much.
We can't tell you to shut up. You're a woman now.
Well, no.
All of us will be mansplaining.
If we could just be legit for like 1 second and acknowledge that Proper he's grown quite a lot lately. And like in the last couple of weeks, he's lost almost another 100 subs, and that's astounding. And I love it.
He has at least 15 pounds. No, I'm kidding.
No. That's. I mean, it. I do have boobs. Kind of. I mean, they jiggle when I brush my teeth, so.
Things I did not need.
Proper, stop! You're gonna make Mary start acting like this is one of those Saturday Night Late streams.
No, I'm sober now.
You carry on. She's gonna grab the shotgun.
I've got.
I got
4 hours.
special prop
What was that? Was that Abu Nas?
Yeah, I said I got something special for you, Proper, for inviting me to your channel, because this is the first time I've ever been on the Council of Jeremy. So thank you again for inviting me to there, especially when we spoke in the last live stream was at, and we planned this. We planned this for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I was pretty much counting the days and stuff, and I really wanted to, you know, enjoy myself here, which I thoroughly have, and, you know, just seeing all, you know, new faces that I might have seen on Twitter or, you know, on another stream or whatnot, but just to put the name and the faces together, it's been a blessing, and I'm, you know, very happy to meet all of you guys, Puerto Rican, Thug, you know, Jeremy Simmons, you know, Force Ghost Jeremy, Voluptuous Jeremy, aka you know who, you know, because the voice is a dead giveaway. But I'll keep your secret, Mama. Shh. So, no, you know, just having Jeremy and John come through, I said to myself, well, I definitely have to bring some of the heat there and just really get Jeremy's channel lit up. So by the time, you know, other people come to the channel, they know that they had gotten great discussions and a daggone party to go with it. So let me get my stuff together. Give me 1 second.
Okay, and I'll present you when that time comes. Thanks, Steve. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But
what about the drawings?
Getting nervous.
What about the drawings?
We could do that.
I'm getting ready.
We will do the second drawing right now. And if I'm missing somebody, what? Yeah, and the panel one will be at the end. Is that okay? Unless like somebody. What?
Whoever wins the second drawing gets one of your cans of Pringles.
No,
you know what? You know
Is that what the kids are calling it?
I will do that. I will include a can of Pringles for each one. Actually, I don't. Hopefully, I remember that. But
hopefully, not a used one.
If you win the panel drawing, yeah, I'll make it empty. Just. Anyways, I'm gonna do the drawing real quick, and let me know, somebody in the chat, if I forget you, just holler, just say something, and I'll make sure that you are acknowledged. So we have Bear, we have Miss, Daddy Pants, Benzo, No Neophobic, Hallmark Channel Jeremy, Teresa Martin, Stone Cold Jeremy, Makita Gut, Lethal Lightning was there. I don't know if he's here anymore. Cybernetic Husky, John Matrix, Caitlin the Keeper of Jeremy's, Daytona Falls, TKD, LION, Pop Culture PB, The King of Ruckus, Laura, Ryan Stole My Fan Fiction Story, Exaggeration Nation, Fatal J, Billy the Mac, Drunk 3PO, and Thomas Gilkey. And I know
Therapy, he was in there. So.
And Gentleman Abu Nas has made a return.
What? My parody account is back?
Yep.
Holy shit. I thought the parody account was gone and forever.
No.
Well, you know he turns up wherever Mary is.
And he says, look at all these look at all these lovely people. Oh, Mrs. Lethal's on a stream right now. Well, okay. I'll take yeah.
He's streaming with Drunk.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, that's all right. But anyways,
Proper feels hurt and betrayed that Lethal left him.
Oh. Well, at any rate, I'm just and he says, Gentleman Abanes says again, you know me, I gotta support my main man. Oh.
Well, thank you, Gentleman Abu Nas, for holding the best that the Abus bring to the table, you know?
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, he does kind of reflect, you know, exactly how you are, Abu Nas. You are a gentleman, and I think he does the whoever. It could be a she, actually, but whoever. Yeah, it is the internet. But yeah, it kind of you know, reflects like your gentleman-like attitude. I mean, you are a very polite guest, and you know, you go on rants and everything, and that's. But it's always for some reason when people go on rants like when I do, it can sometimes be just a complete mess. But with you, it's just coherent and it makes sense, and people are engaged by it, and that's one of the things that I like about you, man. Oh, also, your head is outside of your ass, and I appreciate that. What did you say, Thug?
I said that's your attempt at flirting.
No.
Oh man. Well, like I said, Proper. After when I actually, saw how you do things on the stream and stuff, I gravitated towards you. But I guess when you bared your soul on Entertainment Hackers channel, and it just gave me an insight as to how you rose up. You know what I'm saying? Against the hate, rise up like John Cena, rise up against the hate. That's pretty much what you did, but you did it in a way that it didn't destroy you. It just made you stronger.
Rise up, Jenny.
And it did not happen overnight, I'll tell you.
No, it didn't. But I appreciated that because you didn't try to fluff it up. You really just laid it out there. And it's like, shit, man, if I had to go through all of that and I could still come out on the other side, ain't no way nobody else can tell me they can't do it. And that really got me right here. That's why I shout you out on my video, because I had said that, a lot of people don't be honest with themselves in terms of their life and how they had to sort of like put them, put the shit on their back and just get out there and make it happen. Shoot, I kind of like was embarrassed because I was like, well, damn, I know I had a hard life, but I was more the aggressor on a lot of shit. So I guess on the other side of things, I didn't know how that other side felt. And then just hearing it from you, it's like, well, damn, man. It's like, and you took it upon yourself to make it happen. And what am I gonna say? I said to myself, that's a man that I have to love and respect, and know that since you are in this arena and you doing good things, then fuck it. I'm gonna support you straight up and down. So, and dude, the whole Jeremy Army, yeah, everything.
I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not used to it. It's one of those things where I'm just not used to kind words being said to me sometimes.
I'm kind of not used to kind words too. That's why I am the way that I am. So I'm just a little bit more, personable to those that I like, but I'm still standoffish. I'm still quick to just, beat you down, if you say the wrong thing. But I realize in this arena that is the internet, it's a wider audience and it's wider views and it's wider people with different opinions. So I'm trying to be careful. Well, especially after I got in Twitter jail 3 times and I had to, create a new account and sneak in from the back door. So obviously my fiery nature can only go but so far. But that's why I put together this little something for you Proper. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So you let me know when you're ready and I'm gonna let it rip.
I appreciate that, my friend. And I'm just real quick before people get impatient, I'm going to do the drawing real quick. All right. I'm going to make sure that, all right. And for the sake of it, I'll just take.
Also, Camino, Force Ghost is back.
Yep.
Yay.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hi, sir. Sorry, false alarm. Everything okay?
For some reason on the stream, it's only displaying my face, and it's not even it's not displaying my camera. That's really odd. Huh.
Yeah, I had that earlier, but
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Huh. Oh well, I'll just
work.
What was that?
Turn it off and on again, it'll work.
Okay.
Computers 101.
All right, I think it did it, but it's still displaying my face, which is really I don't like seeing that. Nobody wants to see this. But all right, so I'm gonna do the drawing, and
I don't mind.
I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. Here we go.
Wait.
All right, so that's the live stream. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pick a random name. Here we go. Oops. Daytona Falls. Woo! Daytona Falls, congratulations.
Nice.
And they just commented, so they are in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Daytona Falls, we'll be in touch. If you have a Twitter account, that's probably the best way to get me, and we'll do it from there. Cyberman Husky says rigged. No, it's not. You can see it right here. You can see it right here.
People always say it's rigged when they don't win.
Oh, I know.
Hey, John
It's a
Talks, you
funny
going
troll,
to celebration?
I think I'm gonna try to make it for Friday at the bar, the meetup.
I think there's like some meetups. You don't have to go in the big thing, but
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna be a good time. I'd love to see you on some of those streams. I've always believed in streamers doing what Ghostbusters did. You know, cross the streams against this big giant SJW marshmallows. So you know, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I know. Proper Jeremy's definitely gonna be there, or should I say Jenny? I don't know about that name.
He is Jenny. Someone else is taking
Okay.
proper Jeremy. He is Jenny now.
That's our Jenny from the block.
Appreciate that.
All
Well,
right.
anyways, I'm going to get on to our next topic before we start wrapping it up. And once we do wrap it up, but right before that, we'll do the drawing for the panel. So congratulations to Daytona and Black
Well,
Angus.
Is Abu gonna do his thing?
Yeah, he's still got it.
Yes. Oh, yeah, dude, go for it. I'll present you to
Go for it.
everybody.
All right, now. This is your brother Abu Nas, and in lieu of the time factor we have, got your attention for the past 2 hours. I would like to entertain you with a little something I dedicated to my brother, Proper Jeremy.
Yes.
I can get this thing going because it's been kind of dormant for a little bit. And let's see. All right, now. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
That's right. All right, now. Who's that crazy ass dude that came through? They give you great news in this live stream for you. It's an ancient Chinese secret, but it still want to peep it. So sweet like Reese's, walk on water like I'm Jesus. It's me, Abu Nas, aka the Darn Gliz. I make love to your wife and raise your kids. You're looking all mad like you really want to jump. You best bet to show some respect, little chump. I'm chilling with Proper J, doing proper things. That's why all the queens love the kings in the scene. We get them in the bed and do some dirty things while you're home alone, frapping off the dirty magazine. These sex machines, yeah, you're not on our team. You wish it was a dream when you saw the new regime. Proper Jeremy is the dude that follow rules, but when he comes through, yeah, you know what to do. He's the first parody account of G&G. He did it for fun, not for the money. Now we turn around and see a whole army of other Jeremys representing what they see. Blessed is he that loves the Trinity, a world-class Common Crow and G&G. But Proper is a man that can stand on his own, and when he's on his own, he can rule on the throne. Let's hear it for him and be his friend, protect his interests and everything within. I love being here and I love what I see. Shout out to all the other Jeremys on the stream. For all you got my support. Let's lock this shit down and show them who is boss. It's the will of the force that shine every time. Let's roll hard and boycott episode 9.
I can feel it.
Yes.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
All
Oh,
right,
that's awesome.
dude. Thank you so much. The chat is loving it. Dude,
Hey,
that is awesome. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I really wanted to do this very special for you, Proper, because you deserve it, man. And I put that together like early this morning. And I said, yeah, he's going to love it. And I had to put a Dr. Dre beat on there. I said, he's going to go crazy. Because you're in the West Coast, because you're probably used to that. So,
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. I really do. I don't. What was that?
Yeah, and you don't stop because that's like that rhythm, right?
I don't deserve this.
Oh, don't
thank
worry,
you,
Jenny,
thank you
can.
so much, man.
You're
appreciate that.
right. You don't deserve it. Take it away.
hopefully everybody in the chat had a good time with it. So,
You know
I
what?
liked it. I think it'd be good.
I appreciate it so much. And you know what? I'm gonna do the drawing for the panel just because that. Oh man, dude, I should
Get it together, Proper. What are you doing right now?
All right. So I'm gonna do the drawing and real quick, and then
before you do the drawing, I'm going to say one thing.
Yeah.
If it lands on Abunas, I'm going to say it's rigged.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I love how
I say just give it to Abu.
You know what? I'll probably get Abu Nas something either way, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So for full transparency, once again, there we go. Okay, is this everybody here? Abu Nas, Thug, Mary, Simmons. Simmons is not here anymore, actually. Sorry. Spartan, John Talks, Puerto Rican Jeremy, and Force Goes, right?
Yep.
Okay. Shit, go away. Spartan Jeremy. Woo!
Oh, well.
Nice.
Rigged, you say?
Yeah, totally rigged. I think you have to do it again.
Let's.
Yeah, it's rigged. Give my gift to Abu Nas.
You know what? I was gonna give Abu Nas it either way. So you know what? No, not in replacement. Not in. Just to clarify, not in replacement of anybody. But you know what, dude? You were so awesome.
He got one on merit.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who's willing to dedicate, a song to me, deserves it. And Abu Nas, I can't thank you enough. And as our guest of honor, I would be remiss if I didn't. So thank you very much, man. You're awesome,
brother. But it's whatever makes you happy. I'm cool with it. Like I said, I'm in your house, so you're the host. So I'm just following through.
And hopefully everybody has had a great time. And if there's one more thing that I could talk about before we
What's
wrap
up?
everything
Catch me up. What's been going on? Let me know, proper.
Yeah, sure thing. The one thing that I would be remiss if I didn't talk about, because we do have 3 British people who are on the panel right now, Force Ghost, Spartan, and Thug. We got to talk about Article 13.
Okay.
And how that's gonna. I know it might bring down the mood a little bit, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about it because it will, inevitably affect.
I've actually seen the movie and read the book about this.
Really?
Yes. They're gonna change the name of Britain into I think it's Airstrip 1. The rest we're gonna turn into Oceania, and that's gonna be like our furthest border into Europe. That's all gonna become Eurasia, and then there's going to be an East Asia, and it's all just going to be just like Orwell's 1984. This is like the Brexit. It's like the prelude to Orwell's 1984.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting assessment. However, I would like to. Well, I mean,
is it bleak? Is it a little bleak?
Well, no, it's not that. It's Yeah, I guess.
Three great nations, in order to tax and control their populations, engage in proxy wars far from their centers of power.
All right. I would especially like to get, in Puerto Rican, Jeremy, if you have anything else to add to that later on, if you, if somebody says something
God bless Europe and Britain and all those people. I hope that's what I would add right now. But I'm gonna leave it there, like my perspective, and leave it to the people that are actually over there and can speak better on it.
Okay. Yeah, and so we'll start out with Thug Life, or actually, you know what? Force Ghost Jeremy, if it's okay, Thug. Force Ghost Jeremy just got back. He hasn't talked in a while, and I'd like to get your thoughts on it first, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, fortunately, there are ways around the whole Article 13 thing. You just need to use a VPN, which is, if the worst comes to worst, that's what I will do. If they shut down YouTube in Europe, which I don't think realistically they're going to do. I know they threatened it, but I think once all the people, the companies that get their ad revenue and stuff like that advertise on YouTube, if they think that it's going to go out of Europe, they're going to have their say. And I think we've got at least 2 years, I think, before it's even going to come into force at the moment, from what I understand. So there's going to be appeals, there's going to be changes. I mean, Brexit is still all over the place at the moment. I don't even want to go there because everyone's just fed up with it and everyone just wants it sorted out one way or the other. It looks like it's going to go on for months still. That's beside the point.
That's right.
If it even happens, to be honest, I think if it doesn't happen at all, there's going to be all sorts of troubles. I think there will be riots. I think there will be all sorts, because it's just going against what the majority of the public asked for. And if they just turn around and say no or have another referendum, I just hate to think what might happen, really. But that's beside the point. But Article 13, fortunately, let's say that there are ways around it. You just need to use a VPN, mask your IP. I can pretend I'm in the States, so I can still watch YouTube. I can still, put content on if I want to. I can still watch you guys. So, a lot of these things, there are various ways around it. So, I think there's still a long way to go. It wouldn't surprise me if it all gets appealed and it all gets changed.
I think it changes a little for the creators, but I don't know. I think legally it's a lot tougher. They might get fines. They might get arrested. They might get an order of arrest from one country to another. They don't like what it says. I've heard some crazy stuff. I can't really confirm any of it. But a lot of the reason why people don't like the EU law, it's because more of like a guilty until proven innocent type of deal.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people wanted out of. I'll be quite honest. I voted out of Europe. I think a lot of people agreed that it's when we first went into Europe in, I think it was the 70s. I think it was 74. Not sure. It's around then. It was for a common market, so sharing of trade. And that's what it was set up originally for. And then over the years, gradually more and more laws are coming to force, and they've got more and more power over what they're telling us to do. And I think that is where we've kind of said, enough's enough. We want to be able to govern ourselves. We don't want to be governed by people that we don't even know, telling us what we can and can't do. And some people say it's about immigration now. I think it's more to do with just the power that we want to be able to say, look, we want to make our own rules. We don't want you telling us what to do.
Self-governance.
It's kind of getting into the whole sort of the whole big world order type thing where more and more power is getting more and more centralized, and it's almost going to become the way that I think they were trying to get almost like a United States of Europe, and personally, I'm hoping we're going to get out, but who knows? So, but we'll wait and see, I guess. So if someone else wants to have a go,
I wish you all the best.
Thanks.
I'm serious. It worries me. Like I literally think exactly what I said when I started.
I know it's not directly linked, but when it comes to the European Union, it's broken as all hell. The majority of people voted to leave. Yes, there was a large portion of the country and overseas territories which did have a say that wanted to remain. But when you have a referendum, you vote in what you believe is the best course of action for the country, and then everybody, whether they won or lost, respects that decision.
Yep.
The problem we've
had like 4 or 5 referendums. We always want to be a state. They always tell us count again.
Yeah, that's what they've tried to do here in the European Union.
I remember that trick. That's why I'm worried.
Yeah. The problem we have is that we have a government that has no will or desire to leave the European Union, and we have, I don't want to call them necessarily social justice warriors or NPCs, but they're kind of the British equivalent, because we don't necessarily have anything quite like that here. But
don't get that extreme.
They seem to think that if they shout loud enough, it counts as them voting twice. And apparently, well, the European Union at least feels that as a second vote changes the already determined result of the referendum.
I knew they'd do that. Oh, referendum! I bet they're going to have another one.
Thug Life, do you have any comments on this?
Okay, well, I'm not going to get into Brexit and all that because it's a absolute shit show, and that's a whole different stream, really. Well, I am going to talk about Article 13 and Article 17. Well, it is Article 17. Basically, I don't think it's going to affect us watching YouTube. I think it's going to sort of it's not going to take it down so we can't see anything with copyrighted content in our country or whatever. But I think it will affect us uploading. And even if we do use VPNs, like Fusco said, China's already banned those, Russia's already banned those. How long is it going to take before it gets banned in places in Europe, places that already have certain limitations on the freedoms and free speech?
Britain you had to have a masturbation license, right? Because
that was a thing. I don't know what the fuck. I just couldn't even go any. I was looking at that.
But it was like a permission to have a VPN for certain things like that.
Anyway, so yeah, in China and Russia, you're not allowed to have them. I'm pretty sure if it goes here and the Article 17 goes through and we can't use or watch copyrighted stuff and everyone starts using those, that's good. Then they're going to ban VPNs. I know they are, and it's an absolute shit show. As for if it's going to affect the UK once it leaves the EU, that's right now our government are pussy fucks and
I
basically
think they
just
might
bowing down to the will of the higher ups.
Fine, make you pay to have a VPN and pay the government for a permission to have a VPN, plus pay for the VPN service, and even then they might log it. You know how they are.
Yeah,
I think that's a possibility. Or out-ban it. I think you're also very right. They could actually just outright ban it. That's also a very, very real scenario.
Well, if the government has any control over the VPNs, that completely gets rid of the point of the VPNs. Because the whole point is that people like the government can't be tracking you and controlling you. So whenever any higher power gets any control over the VPNs
it's like a
pointless.
blockchain with a closed ledger. It doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, I think right now all Europe is fucked, and even if when we eventually leave, we're still fucked. So.
Yep.
So does anyone else have anything to chime in on this before we wrap up?
One thing I wanted to quickly say, I mean, I can't understand the whole copyright stuff. Surely if you are producing content and you've got something in the video that's maybe a piece of music or something that is copyrighted, and say you're monetized and you're getting money from that video, why don't they simply say that this copyrighted piece that you've got on your video, they get a percentage of the monetization? It's as simple as that. That everyone wins.
The reason that's the thing.
You get a piece, and
the reason they're doing that is because of all copyright claim disputes and stuff on YouTube. The whole point of it going through was big music companies, and they were like, "Oh, these people putting covers and lyric videos and unlicensed audios from our songs, which means we're not getting paid for people watching our listening to our music on YouTube. Therefore, we put a copyright thing on YouTube. So now YouTube has to make sure that rather than the companies themselves having to make sure that they get money from it, YouTube has to make sure it's not there, so they are the ones getting all the revenue from their music.
Basically, they take advantage of it to the point that if you sneeze and it sounds like "Happy Birthday," they can claim it.
Yeah.
Hallmark just goes in there. I mean,
it's not they can claim it. It's that you can't upload it. It's not they can claim it. It's like it can't be on YouTube. If YouTube lets it on YouTube, then YouTube have to pay a fine to the company. The company can sue YouTube for letting you put it up. That's what it is.
That's under
it's making the
13.
platform responsible for the copyrighted content the users upload.
That's under Article 13, though, right? Over here, they just demonetize it.
Yeah. Article 13 makes the platform responsible, meaning YouTube will have to enforce their policies so that they don't get sued.
Exactly.
But this is where the system is all wrong, because people should be allowed to make personal content. If they use a piece of music on it, they should be able to simply say, well, okay, you use, I don't know, a piece of Beatles music or something, then they get a percentage of any monetization, you get a percentage, and everyone's happy, everyone wins then, rather than banning content, upsetting people, having disputes.
Yes, but if the government can expose the corporation to private law to lawsuits, if the government can, then the corporation, to avoid the lawsuits, will censor its customers, even though it's a private institution.
I agree with Robert Anderson in the chat. The goal is to shut down citizen journalists and freelance commentators.
Yeah.
Basically, The way it essentially does that is that it more or less does to us what the show media is already doing, but it's worse because if we wanted to talk about something, we would not be able to reference, we would not be able to use any material that we're referencing. So we would essentially be
sourceless.
What?
I wouldn't say that's. I wouldn't say that's the intent. It is definitely. It's an effect. It's a side effect. I wouldn't say that's the exact intent of it, but it is definitely a problem that it causes, especially also with the link tax, where if you have to pay a news source to link to their article. So that's definitely a side effect. I wouldn't go so far as say that's what they're trying to do with it, though.
I think what they're trying to do is the big companies and the big news corporations and that they want YouTube to almost be just the CNN and the BBCs and all those sort of channels, and all the the independent creators are being pushed to one side because they don't want all these people having their independent.
I agree.
Their says they want just the big corporations, the big companies giving you the news and not everyone having their input.
TV lost relevance. They want this to be the new TV. I agree with you.
Yeah. I think they want to shut us all up, basically.
I think the best we can hope for in this situation is that YouTube find a loophole with the legality so that they don't have to enforce it as much as they would have, and then they don't have to stop European uploaders uploading on their platform. Because all this law really states is that the platform will be responsible. So I'm pretty sure Google will find a way around that, and that's all the best we can hope for, really.
Yeah. Either that, or you'll get some other.
So. Jeremy Simmons, Voluptuous Jeremy, married. John, Abu, do you guys have any thoughts on this?
I don't think there's anything I could really add to it.
Okay.
I've said my piece before on this. I just think that if it came down to it, that they should just do the internet like maritime law.
Okay. All right, Abu Nas, John.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add on to it. I mean, we're in America, so it's not affecting us per se.
Lucky fucker.
Yeah.
I think all the British Jeremys have to move.
I'm seriously feeling your guys' pain and everything.
No, the people in Europe can't super chat you. That's not right.
It ain't even about that. It's just the fact that they're willing to go through something as drastic as this to disrupt a lot of people's lives behind that, I mean, people is trying to make a living off being on YouTube and creating their own shows and stuff like that. I'm hurting for you guys, Absolutely. The easiest solution would say, all right, well, pack your shit up, get your visa and come to the States and you good. But other than that, it's
not everybody could do that, and also
that is an option I have well considered. Trust me.
And also, just real quick, one thing that I know that we're about to wrap up, but I did want to bring up this topic because we do have Force Ghost Jeremy, Spartan Jeremy, and Thug Life Jeremy, who are all really important part of the Council of Jeremys, and without them. I would, and along with everybody else who's on the panel, all the other Jeremys, everybody's in the chat, but everyone means a lot. But with everyone who's in Europe, particularly Force Ghost, Spartan and Thug, they're going to be affected by this, and it could come to a point where Force Ghost Jeremy might get banned from Twitter because he can't even use that avatar because it's a manipulation of a copyrighted material. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's just kind of disturbing, and I felt like it was not that I had to do it, but I wanted to get the perspective of it on it, and anybody else who wants to add anything, it's great, but.
All of this is education right here for all of us because we don't know when the hammer is going to drop here in the States.
Yeah.
So we're trying to learn from what from my brothers and our sisters up in the UK is going through, and we're showing our solidarity and our love for you guys while you're going through with this. And I'm hoping and I'm praying to God and I'm keeping y'all guys in my prayers that somewhere, somehow, somebody will come to some fucking sense and say, you know what, we're going a little bit too much overboard. Because people still gonna get their money from the copyrights and this, that, whatever. Why are you penalizing people that want to make something of themselves and create content that other people from around the world can enjoy? You know, you may have a lot of people that's fans of Spartan in all the way out in Brazil, you know, somewhere in the Netherlands. Well, I mean, we don't know. You know, in South America countries, people are feeling Forsko's Jeremy. You're depriving the audience there to get great content from our brothers in the UK that want to give them what we all been trying to give all of our members. You know, great content, something to entertain them and to make them feel good that they got something better than what they was looking at beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. John, do you have anything to add to this?
I mean, not really.
May I say something on a final note?
Okay, yeah. Go on then.
I just want to say, has anybody here signed the new terms of service or privacy policy with YouTube's agreement of Article 13 yet?
Has there been a change in it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, because legally, if you do not accept those terms underneath those policies, I mean, if you have enough creators to coalition a fact, it could be a legal concern for YouTube, because then who are they going to sponsor on their platform that's supposed to be centric around you?
I haven't seen a new like Article 13 based terms of service. Like it's not going through. The countries have 2 years for it to go through legally. So I haven't. Have YouTube actually put one out yet? Because I haven't seen.
They'll put that one off to the last second if it's like kind of like legally binding. And but the problem that they're having is not with us; it's with them getting sued. So they're worried about their skin. That's why even YouTube is going, "Oh, Article 13 sucks," because it exposes them to a lawsuit. But as creators, it is really tough because a lot of people they derive their income from this, and they kind of keep us segregated. They kind of have like these unknowable rules that they can enforce. They are ever changing and can be enforced retroactively, and you never know why you're gonna be have your video taken down or demonetized, even if it was like 5 years ago and the rule came up yesterday. You know.
Yeah, and
it'll apply to you and not others. It's crazy in there. YouTube,
yeah, it really is. Money. And Robert Anderson, once again, speaking the truth, like he says, the biggest threat to the security of the EU is independent voices on the internet. That's why you are targets. Copyright is a red herring, and I think that very well may be the case. I don't know if it is for sure, but it's definitely one of those things where, how do you legally get around, people having a voice on the internet? The internet is a very powerful tool, and I know that independent, companies are going to do what they can do to silence opposition, and that's not always going to be the case. Some people might say like, oh, that's a bit extreme. Well, these are extreme circumstances, and the fact that this is even a thing to be discussed is just absolutely absurd. And I just disagree with it.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you can criticize the internet for a lot of things, it is one of the easiest ways to unite people in that agree with each other, to be stronger than other, and people to discuss things a lot easier than ever. And taking it down is one of the easiest ways to ensure that that there is no sort of disagreement to the big power. Because this is like a new world where people from everywhere can come together to talk about everything, and people from different countries can come together to discuss one issue that might affect one country or everything in the world. It's something that they can't control, and so that's why they're trying to get rid of it.
And what's even scarier about that is that if it happens in one country, it's not one of those things where, oh yeah, it'll never happen here, because it happened in Europe. It happened in many countries are affected. But it could also happen here in America too. But luckily, we do have the First Amendment, and that definitely helps. But at the same time, I wouldn't hold it to someone, you know, to come up with sort of like one of these crazy plans to implement it here.
Well, you know, if you guys' First Amendment failed, you have the second to hold a revolution.
What was it? Hold on, one at a time. What?
Oh, go ahead.
Thug?
I said if you guys' First Amendment fails, you have a second to hold a revolution with.
Oh,
Exactly.
Well, on that note, Spartan, give your thoughts. I know you were about to say something.
What I said was, the laws only matter if people have the will to enforce them.
Absolutely. You know, I can't agree with that more. And well, all right. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you. We're approaching the 3-hour mark, and I don't want to go too far after that because I know, you know, everyone has set aside time, and you know, I think this is you know, this has been a great stream, very eventful, and I, you know. This has been awesome. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be in touch with everybody who Daytona Falls, Black Angus, and Abu Nas. I'll be in touch with you guys to see, you know, whatever you want at Celebration. You know, within reason, we'll talk about it. So we'll be in touch for sure. Anyways, thank you everybody in the chat for joining and for I always appreciate it. This time of the month has been this has been one of my favorite live streams. I got to be perfectly honest. And
yeah, your first period as a woman.
Not that he didn't have any before, but this is his first one, isn't it?
That's right, Jenny.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna start out with President Abu Nas, the guy who is our guest of honor and the person who I've talked to several times, and I enjoy every single moment that we're on stream together. And even when we're not, you know, you are a gentleman, Abu Nas, indeed. So go ahead, plug away with your channel.
Okay, well, my name is Abu Nas. I have a dedicated Star Wars channel that I will be venturing into Game of Thrones territory. I'm a big DCEU enthusiast. Also, yes, I'm pro Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut, baby! So I also would like to draw people's attention because I had done a live stream last night, and I went into a little story of what the sequel trilogy would be like if it was written and directed by yours truly. So I started with episode 7, in which I called Insurrection, but I made up the story off the top of my head. So as I'm doing the live stream, I was literally making up the entire story. I've had some people say, Abu, you are crazy, but I'm digging what you did. I wanted to make what I came up with better than the sequel trilogy. So if you got time, go ahead and check it out. I mean, the live stream is close to an hour, but it's not that long. Obviously, you're going to have some music and some good times around that. So go check it out because I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Other than that, yeah, nothing but Star Wars entertainment and real live talk from a real live dude. You won't find anything boring or anything else, but trust me, if you look at my channel, you're going to have some hate from the haters. So get your nerves ready.
Yes, and Abu Nas, you are anything but boring. If there's one word I wouldn't describe you as, it would be that one. Absolutely not.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, I want to
to
thank you once again for that song. I really,
well,
I really appreciate it.
You want me to upload it on Twitter so the people that probably couldn't get to this thing there that
I'll have it as a highlight, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, live stream highlight. I'll just put it there, and you could put it on your channel if you want to. Put it on Twitter. All right.
I'll probably do a remix.
Quit
I'll probably
fangirling.
do a remix on my channel and still upload it to you to Twitter. So
I appreciate it, my good man. And Force Ghost Jeremy, the soon-to-be father, and we are going to welcome.
Congratulations, Force!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we I'm really excited to welcome the future baby Force Ghost, Jeremy, into the world. Go ahead, Force Ghost. Go ahead, plug your channel, plug your Twitter account, do your thing, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
I feel bad for that. It was a ghost before he was even born.
That's true. But yeah, we're having a girl. We know that. She's actually due this time next week, or any time before then. So it's pretty much any time now. So we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, I have started to try and put a bit more stuff on YouTube now. I think Papa Jeremy, you saw the sort of parody video I did. It was a parody of Let It Go. I found the Let It Go karaoke music, and then I've put some words to it, all about Kathleen Kennedy. I'll drop the link in the chat in a minute for it. Actually, I can do that now. There we go. So after this, if you want to go check that out. I spent a couple of days on that. It was just one of those. I had a brainstorm, and it was just like, I've got to do this, and I figured out all the lyrics and I put it on. I just wish I had someone who was a good singer, female singer, who could sing it for me, because I think it would go viral if we could do that.
Can you just type in I think Caitlin's got it.
I put the link to the video on there. But if
I didn't get to see it. I don't know. It might be because you're not a mod. So just type in like any word, and I'll make you a mod.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Or a letter. Could be anything.
I put hi. There we go. As Caitlin's found it, she's put it on there, so that's fine. She's got it, so she's put it on there for me. So I'll put that on. I thought that was a bit of fun doing that. I've been putting loads of stuff on Twitter. Check me out on there. I've been doing a lot of sort of 3D modeling and stuff, and I've been doing like some Geeks and Gamers t-shirts on Alita, and the Odin's t-shirt on Alita, and I did one for No Way. I did one for him as well. So just a bit of fun. If anyone wants anything like that, just DM me on Twitter, and if they want me to make something up for them. So I did a little 3D model of Alita online that I can move around with different clothes and poses and stuff, and so if you want
or no clothes at all.
No. We'll keep it proper.
I appreciate that.
But just say there's a couple of bits on YouTube I've done. There's a couple check me out on Twitter, and wish me luck for in the next week. And we'll have a name. Hopefully, we've got a couple of names, but we want to wait till we see her till we're sure. So
makes sense, man. And once again, congratulations on your future kid. I'm sure she's going to be amazing. She's going to do amazing things.
She's going to like Star Wars, whether she likes it or not.
Probably going to say Jeremy, but you don't have to call her Jeremy.
Right.
No, you don't have to call her Jenny. You don't have to call her Jenny. You can call her Jenny.
Just remember one thing. She has the power to keep you up all night.
Oh, yes. She has the Force.
So tired.
Indeed. So, Jeremy Simmons.
You thought you knew fear. Wait till you become a parent.
Jeremy Simmons, a.k.a. Prime Geek Collectors. Go on.
Yeah, hi, everybody. I was here, but now I'm back. As you can see. I had to go because I had to go and, strut my stuff, do a little couple workouts, pump some iron or whatnot.
Sweat until the oldies?
Yes, would you like to plug your channel or
you could find my channel at Prime Geek Collectors on YouTube, at Prime Geek's Twitter, Prime Geek Collectors Facebook, and PrimeGeekCollectors.com. Pop culture news and collectibles. Just if you want to join the forum, it's free. We don't ban people for their opinions like Twitter and Facebook likes doing.
Awesome.
It's a great platform to go to.
Yes, and I absolutely love your profile picture, the newly updated one.
Oh yeah, NPC, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And another guest of honor, John Talks. I'm kind of surprised that you didn't come on as Jeremy Johns. I'm a little disappointed. But either way, we're happy to have you, and that we love.
Well, next time, send it to me. If you could send it to my email, then I could set up the picture because I didn't know how to do it otherwise.
Oh, I mean, there's like a thing where you could. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Oh, is there? All right. You can tell me afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, my channel is John Talks, and I don't know what I'm gonna be doing from now on. So we'll just have to wait and see. But subscribe to Proper and all the wonderful people on this panel.
John, I just figured the greatest show for you. Hi, this is John Talks, and we're going to be walking the earth like Kane and Kung Fu. So any of those things we come up with, we'll go to the bodega. Ding! Get the food. You can sit down, chill out, watch people walk by. Hey, you want to tell me about your life? This is John Talks.
Just take the show on the road, man. John Walks. Oh,
yeah, like John Walks, exactly.
Whoa.
People gonna be in their house smoking a joint. Oh, John Talks is the shit.
So he's gonna be like the guy who did Super Size Me, except just make it about everyday people.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Be a difference from what I'm doing now. So I'll
John Walks. I like it. Probably
Yeah.
a movie, I'm guessing.
I do too, and I'm waiting for that parody account along with John Stocks, who just like
I'm still waiting for that one. I'll make the thing myself if nobody else does. My goodness.
You're gonna create a whole new Twitter account. A whole new Twitter account, and you're gonna like every single one of your tweets.
Have a guy with a mask and a gun pointing at you, saying, "John tells you to run your jewels in your wallet."
They're gonna have one on Pornhub. It's gonna call John. You know, I'm
not. John bangs your wife. Well.
Alrighty.
and
that's going to get
anyway. Puerto Rican Jeremy, also known as Sketch Therapy. Anything you'd like to plug for us?
Yeah, sometimes you can find me on World Class Bullshitters. Sometimes I pop in and out of War Campaign. Actually, last night we were on with Cecil and Yellow Flash. These guys are more along comic books side of geek culture, but they do discuss that stuff. That's kind of what more of what I'm about. I make these little videos. It's sketch therapy because I had a head injury when I was in the Army, and as a therapy I sketch. I don't like to get into lots of the pills and all that stuff. I like to do a little bit more therapeutic things, keep myself more in balance, more in control, and that's what the whole sketch therapy is about. But yeah, it's a fun little channel. It doesn't have a lot of people on there. I don't really put out a lot of content. I'm really more about promoting people that I think are good. So that's why I can tell you that, John Talks has the Puerto Rican Jeremy seal of approval. Proper Jeremy, all these nice folks over here, Geeks and Gamers, Anna, Odin and his movie blog, Ethan Van Skyver at Comic Artist Pro Secrets, World Class Bullshitters. A lot of the people that have grown along with some of these channels, and a lot of the people that were kind of pioneers in this whole, let's talk honestly about this whole thing. That's what I'd say. Check out all those channels, and stay tuned right here to Proper Jeremy.
All right.
Thank you, man. And this is a very wonderful community that has so many great people in it. And Spartan Jeremy.
I am a simple man, saying simple things, being awake for 22 hours a day, taking part in a live stream while people apparently send me porn, but that's fine.
Okay.
Hey, that's John Fox. That's a new channel. Check it out. I'm kidding.
Oh my God!
That would be an awesome. You imagine your wife? You coming home from a hard day's work? Oh, I got flowers for my woman. I'm gonna make love to her. Open up the door.
No, it's starting kind of solo.
Hold on, man. Move away from the camera. You blocking the view. In 3D.
3, 2. It's like it's coming out right at you.
And here we go. Subscription is encouraged. Act now. Everybody under 18 get
8K 4D. That's
and
right.
this is why the live stream is going to be now age restricted.
8K 4D, baby.
Call Jeremy. There's somebody gonna call you. Hello, hi. This is Jeremy. Proper Jeremy. Yes. You should not have Abu Nas on your channel anymore. We're getting ready to find you. Why? Because that man is a wild motherfucker. Do not have him on your stream. He is too age restricted over here.
He never gave us phone number. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Never give him your phone number. Never give your phone number out. You hear me, Proper?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be careful.
Can I just ask? Can I just ask the chat something?
Yes,
sure.
go ahead.
Can I just ask the chat something? Since Proper's now a Jenny, does that make him power bottom to Abu Nas?
What?
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Yes.
Why did you ask that?
No goddamn sense.
Thank you for your.
Because it just makes sense. You're a blonde white chick now, and you know how black men like blonde white chicks. You know.
Well, you know they got He-Man, He-Pog.
So close.
Was that wrong, Abu Nas?
It was a little bit on the.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I didn't mean to call you He-Pog.
Yeah, you got to rewind that, man. Anybody. If you flow that way, you kumsi, kumsa. That's your thing, man. But that's not
He's married. He's a married man. He's in a loving relationship.
Yeah, that's not my thing, man.
We're so close.
You made sure you asked. You had to know, right? You know.
Anyways, before he says something else, like Jeremy, go for it.
Wow.
Yes. Hurry.
Well,
before he says something else. No.
What's up, everyone? As I said before, I am Fog Life Jeremy, everyone's favorite British arsehole. Come subscribe to my channel, keep track of it. There's big things happening soon, some big changes coming. My next video is going to be a breakdown of the fight scenes from the first season of Cobra Kai. Ooh. And then a lot more stuff coming from there, stuff that I'm not going to announce yet. You just got to keep watching to find out. Also, follow me on Twitter at TimeLord3A.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Mary.
Well, hi,
Mary
guys.
Mayhem, who brings the mayhem. That's redundant.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yes, so, guys, I am Mary Mayhem, and my alter ego is Voluptuous Jeremy, trying to bring a little sexy back into this place. And I will be doing a live stream tonight on my channel with Creepy Little Book, Pete. Lethal Lightning, I believe, will also be there. Potentially Mecha Random, as well as Jesse from Exaggeration Nation and Pop Solo.
Damn.
So,
you got the deck stacked already. What the hell?
Well, it's going to be a...
What are you charging?
I would actually like to vouch for Creepy Little Book. That's a great channel. Good Puerto Rican brother.
My God, you got the all-star squadron up in there.
We're going to be having a really good time tonight, just singing some karaoke, hanging out, having a drink, and just having a fun weekend and just enjoying each other's company, you know? So I'm really looking forward to that. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? Come over and hang out with us. We're having a really good time over there.
I subscribe to Voluptuous Jeremy, a.k.a. Mayhem. And
I'm missing out. Y'all need to drop the
channel
link
with
for
the
me.
truth.
What were you saying?
No, I said her channel is the truth. So
no, we got that, but
yeah,
I'm missing out. I'm missing out over here. You guys dropped the link for me so I can get in on that.
Yeah. Caitlin, the Keeper Jeremy's the greatest mod ever. Has already done that, and I mean she's amazing. Anyways, my name is Proper Jeremy. Although for the next 3 months it will be Proper Jenny.
No, you need to keep it now. You can't change. You have to keep it.
No, I don't care if there's another Proper Jeremy account. That one is not real. But anyways, I'd like to
quote Coming to America. If his mama named him Proper Jeremy, I'm gonna call him Proper.
Oh, dude, you better hope that someone doesn't make a Proper Jeremy account on YouTube, because then they'll lock you up
They
and change
did.
your name.
They did.
Someone has.
That's the point.
They're in the chat.
I am subscribed to that channel, by the way. It's just like no need to subscribe to yourself. Well,
Teresa's like a cautionary tale of April Fool's jokes.
You're gonna have to like replace the E's with freeze or something to make your name to get yourself named back Proper Jeremy.
Okay, what if that account goes live and it is you?
Yeah.
Live.
That would be really strange. That would be a huge plot twist.
Freaky
Wow.
Friday, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, at any rate, thank you everybody for joining and for liking and subscribing. And if you didn't like this live stream, go ahead, hit the dislike. My feelings won't be hurt.
But
Okay, then
if you put the dislike on there, you're not a friend. You're a shills from Disney, and you were sneaking in here from the back door. So you know what? For all you shills up in Disney, I hope you got every dime that was worth it, because we're gonna scream on your ass from here to the end of episode 9.
There is one person who
have a dislike.
There is one person who disliked. I mean, that's okay. You know, to be perfectly fair, my trolling days are catching up to me, and whenever I see a video that doesn't have any dislikes, I leave a dislike because hear me out. I just do it. Oh my God! Now there's more dislikes.
I told you.
But anyway,
the actual people that dislike it, because my first response would be, "You dislike my video? Keep pressing downvote, bitches. I love it. I love the hate."
You know what? I do that sometimes just to encourage whoever the uploader is to do even better than they did before. So it's a type of motivation.
You have way too much faith in humanity, man. That's another reason why I respect it. Because now I can say, well, Papa Jeremy do all of that. Because you know damn well I ain't probably that. Keep down, voting, bitches.
I always dislike a stream when Proper's in it because dislike for Proper. But this time I gave it a pause because why the fuck am I going to dislike a stream that I'm in?
I just hope it's not bothering you.
Problem solved. I just have you on every. Are you the person who's been disliking every single one of my videos?
I'm not going to stalk your channel just to dislike it.
There's always like
one in every
single video. So, at any rate,
encouraging you to work harder.
Anyways,
don't let it bottle up. You saw falling down. Come on.
Anyways, we have officially crossed the 3-hour mark, and ladies and gentlemen, and people of all genders, thank you so much for tuning in. And my name is Proper Jeremy, and I am sorry. Oh shit! I almost hit the hang up. Oops! Don't do that again. My name is Proper Jeremy, and yeah, fuck it.